This is the new craze. Untie 'em and ride on a new wave. Ever since the transition, a new phase. Hip hop's in need of a crusade. Fuck what you say. This is the new craze. Untie 'em and ride on a new wave. Ever since the transition, a new phase. Hip hop's in need of a crusade. Fuck what you say. Hey rap divas, what the fuck you got on? I guess the real MCs musta came and gone. Musta left y'all in charge of the crown and throne. I guess them skinny jeans came with a matching thong. Your dress code forbidden, low hanging fruit. How you get your gun out when it's time to shoot? How you spending all this cheddar, not stacking your loot? Just capping and you rapping while I'm in high pursuit. Who's the best out here? It's me, no doubt. I slay the rest out here when I air shit out. You can work long hours while I move about. Now put an eye on your lip and just watch your mouth. Cause time is of the essence, shit, read it and weep. Cause this clout chasing over, now it's time to retreat. Man, these mumble rappers finished, they admitting defeat. The new craze, new wave, got them taking a seat. This is the new craze. Untie 'em and ride on a new wave. Ever since the transition, a new phase. Hip hop's in need of a crusade. Fuck what you say. This is the new craze. Untie 'em and ride on a new wave. Ever since the transition, a new phase. Hip hop's in need of a crusade. Fuck what you say. I'm here, motherfuckers, if you like it or not. I cleared the block out, fam. Now I'm taking your spot. I pulled the Glock out, fam. Know somebody got shot. I'm elevated, validated, man. I'm bubbling hot. The vest protect the chest from the 12-round burst. It's hard to take you serious when you carry a purse. I try to let you live, but you may rap worse. I'm insane, Austin Lane. Tell 'em bring me a hearse. Doctors couldn't stitch him with the help of a nurse. It's funny how I kill him with the clap from a verse. No need to pull the strap, I just write and rehearse. I just eat an MC and drink the ink from my thirst. Mumble rappers now dead, laid dormant and grave. Hip hop resurrected, still living and say. I say thanks to lame rappers who looked up and got paid. The new craze, new wave, time for crusade. This is the new craze. Untie 'em and ride on a new wave. Ever since the transition, a new phase. Hip hop's in need of a crusade. Fuck what you say.
Yeah, welcome to another episode of Whose Mic Is This? We ain't been here in a minute, but you know what? We are coming in on the new era of the tourist. I know Jason Nelson ain't no tourist, but he's a bull in the game, though. You know what I'm saying? So I want everybody that's checking in, that's looking at us, man. We got Jason Nelson on Whose Mic Is This? Okay. All right, so I know you ain't been on the show, man. I've been trying to get you on, and now we here. When I yell out whose mic is this, you got to tell me whose mic it is, man.
I mean, technically, it's yours, right? You just allowing me to share it with you, right?
Nah, today's is your mic.
Oh, okay. If only my ex-wife felt like that when it came to her pussy, it was mine. But unfortunately, I had to share it.
All right. Well,
I didn't know I had to share it, though. I'm sorry.
You got it. Well, this is what we gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I ask you whose mic it is, you tell me whose mic it is.
Okay, it's mine, right? Jason Nelson. This is my mic.
There we go. Yeah. All right, man. So on Whose Mic Is This, man, we try to keep it a little different than the other podcasts. We want to get all up in your business, but at the same time, we want to know who you are as a person. And I know with many talks with you, you don't have a problem with that, man. So
not at all.
So we're gonna start out with the first question, and I also got questions from people that's online too. So,
Okay.
So be ready.
I'm ready, man.
All right, but the first question, where was you born?
St. Louis, Missouri. Born Jewish Hospital, I guess. Yeah, way back
Born Jewish Hospital.
Yeah. Well, back then I think it was just Jewish Hospital before they had the merger. Because my mother, when she used to tell me, she's like, you was born in Jewish Hospital. She never said Barnes Jewish. Because I think BJ said Barnes Jewish Christian now.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was just born Jewish Hospital.
Okay. So
I'm
you
just born
what?
Jewish.
So you the
probably
middle.
more, huh?
So you the J, not the BJ.
Yeah, just a J. It'd be nice to have a BJ, but I'm just a J, just a J.
Just a J. Okay, all right, man. So, you was born in St. Louis, born in Jewish hospital,
Not Jewish, but born in Jewish. Yeah.
right? What the hell? What you think about Jewish hospital? Have you been back? Have you been there since you been born?
Not as a person who needed services. I mean, I really ain't been to the doctor hospital too many times. When I've been to the hospital, I went I think in 2005 to make sure I didn't have AIDS. And I went to Christian Northeast. No, because I was scared. This 2005.
Well,
On New Year's Eve too, I was like, "Bitch, you gonna ruin my New Year's by telling me you think you got something?" I'm like, and I was young, so I didn't know I could wait. But I just went to the emergency room immediately, and they said I didn't appear to have anything, but they make you wait 7. That's too down. They had to make me wait 7 to 14 days.
Right.
I lost weight by coincidence because I didn't know what the fuck was happening. Don't make it seem like I'm the only one, motherfucker. This St. Louis, these statistics high, okay?
Yeah, it is scary here,
Shout
bro.
out to us being exclusive and monogamy now, though. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We gonna get into that later on.
But the
man.
thing about it is, I hadn't really spent much time in the hospitals outside of I went to psych ward twice as an adult within my journey, and I didn't go there. And the reason I didn't go to that hospital in recent times because I didn't want to see nobody that I fucking knew.
Right.
Yeah, they might be my social media friend and shit. Be like, hey,
That's
this nigga
true.
Jason Nielsen trying to tell people he's crazy. Bitch, don't be tagging me. That's a HIPAA violation.
Real talk.
Yeah.
So
Let me heal, bitch.
well, staying on that topic, man. Cause I be following you on Facebook, and some of the stuff I know be real, and some of the stuff I don't know be real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I know you, so I know it got. Whatever the case may be, I know you doing it out of the goodness of your heart, or you being funny, whatever the case may be. But it do be touching, on certain things. So,
Yeah.
So talk to me about what's your main issue in life. Like, what's your main issue?
Well, I don't know if I want to, I say respectfully, I don't know if the best terminology is to use issue.
Okay.
Now, I would say maybe in previous years, that would have been an appropriate word to use.
All day.
As I continue to grow and evolve, and then people going to say, okay, ain't the same thing? I would say a challenge.
There you go. I'm with
Even though
that.
they sound similar.
Yep.
My current challenge, as best I can define, is truly, genuinely, organically learning how to trust God with any and everything. Yeah. When I say any and everything, I literally mean whether it's my flaws, my shortcomings, my issues, my issues, my challenges, additional challenges, my shame, my guilt, my visions, whatever it is. And I say the challenges because, and you know this as a entrepreneur, a human being, a father, I don't know if it's appropriate to say husband, but as a lover and things of that nature, a man in a relationship. As far as I know, it's been a while since I saw you. So if anything,
I'm still with her.
I was like, okay, something changed. I'm sorry. She deleted me. I was doing too much, I guess. She's like, this nigga post too much. I'm used to it though, but it's all good. But the thing about it is, as I go through these different challenges, different hurdles, I'm learning to trust God more and more. And we probably get to this point a little bit later, but that's what I would say currently is my biggest challenge, because I've been through this cycle multiple times in almost 40 years, and I think I'm just now starting to get it, or get it that I don't need to get it.
Yeah.
Before it's just trusting God.
Yeah, that's hard.
If that makes sense.
All right, it makes all the sense.
But I want to be respectful and go to platform, because that was a great question, and I appreciate you allowing me the opportunity to express myself as I'm getting better at not being as,
Yeah, but this.
because you watch me media-wise. Come on, you've been seeing me for a few years. I'm getting a little bit better,
Yeah.
Trying to give it a little bit of structure plus being authentic,
It's a mix. It's a mix, but I like what you said with the change versus issue.
Yeah.
Issue is kind of it's a problem. Challenge is something you want to get over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I like how you corrected me on that, because that's real.
Or expound it, so I don't want to say correct.
Yeah.
Because not to soften the blow. It just
Yeah.
I'm learning from you. You learning from me,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what it is. So it's no one is above the other. We just
Right.
complement each other very well in this circumstance.
All day, and I appreciate
Yes,
it,
sir.
man.
Yes, sir.
So how did you get here? How you get here today? How did you
I'm like, my dad fucked my mom raw. I'm like,
start, you know?
well,
like,
1983, my dad was at the car wash on Hoss Ferry. When used to be Dairy Maids over there, for those who are familiar with the area. He asked my mom to change for $1 despite the fact they had a change machine. But, men would do any and everything to get a woman's attention. Women do their own thing, too.
Of course.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And,
they be dressing. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll say any damn thing. I'll say any damn thing to get what I want. So I don't give a fuck. I'm like, bitch, I love you only. I got kids by 4 different bitches, but I never loved nobody before you. I'm like, I don't
Nobody.
have children by 4 other women. 3 other women. They weren't women back then. They women now, okay? We
True
was
that.
kids and moving fast. For where I'm at today, I'm going to once again acknowledge God. People can, I'm not finna explain it, take it how you want. I'm gonna acknowledge God. God had his hand on my life like he has on all of our lives. He kept me safe, he kept me protected, despite my shortcomings, despite my issues, despite my issues, and despite the things that I created for myself.
Yeah.
And in the circumstances of my life that were beyond my control. Now, just to get to that point, I believe it was a point in my heart where I was resistant to growing and evolving. And I think, I'm going to say God just had to get my attention the best way he knew how. And I'm thankful for it because I came off arrogant to people, and I wasn't intending to be arrogant. I was just operating from a chip on my shoulder because my heart was hurt from going through a divorce.
Of course.
And it made now I feel emotional, like fuck. And it wasn't just the divorce with that one particular person. It was a symbolism in it of feeling like I was never good enough to be with and stay with.
Yeah.
You know how you a value, you ambitious, you mean well, but sometimes we mean well, but what we mean, the wellness that we mean don't always convey to the people that we're looking to work with and connect with.
Correct.
So, at the end of the day, I'm going to say it's all glory to God. That's going to be an ongoing theme in this conversation, not because I'm super religious. When I think of religion, I think of people who go through the motions despite the fact they heart not into it. Just like you, not only being an artist, an entertainer, an entrepreneur, you see people who get caught up in the moment, in a wave, and they just want to be down when shit cool.
All day.
But when shit get real and get rough, you find out, oh, this ain't really where your heart at.
Correct.
So that's something, and I know I talk in tangents, but that's something I had to come to terms with. And I learned that how other people perceive me and interact with me, it doesn't necessarily signifies my value.
All day. Real
You
talk.
know, so that's it.
All right. I like that. And that's a good lesson, man. So I've been doing a lot of more research on the Bible. And, when I first read the Bible, young, I couldn't comprehend it. I only comprehend what people told me it meant. So the more and more I read about the Most High, the more and more, like if you start from the beginning,
Yeah.
he kind of like us.
But you just look at my face, so I'm gonna listen.
He kind of like us, man, because he made the angels, and they turned on him.
Like you just look at my face, like. But you know what? Because in my brain, I get where you're going, or I like to believe I get where you're going.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
So, because I know he said make man in our image, and so is he like us, or we have the potential to be like him?
I think it's both, but it depends on what type of, how do you look at the Most High. I don't know how you look at him, but I don't think you could ever be as powerful as the Most High as far as on the whole world, but you can be powerful in your own way.
Like the similarity, if I can convey it, I believe God Creator, the Most High. I think I have feelings and emotions.
Yeah, gotta have.
So then when I say when I'm hearing like, okay, simultaneously, his for my perception, and I'm unapologetic about it. I just happen to respect everyone has their own right to view things that they do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a disclaimer, and I won't do it furthermore. So his holiness and righteousness, for whatever reason, is above ours. His willingness to love us despite our shortcomings and flaws is above ours.
Correct.
His willingness to forgive is above ours. Now I think the ass whooping that we can get is above all.
yeah.
So
most definitely.
I really, when you said what you said, even though I know I had to look at I wear my emotion on my face, it wasn't from a like how you think and feel isn't important. It's more like I believe sometimes we need to, when possible, elaborate for those who may not be on our frequency.
All day.
And that's something I'm starting to embrace. You know, some people get it, some people not. But when possible, we can elaborate. Because some people will just cut you off right there. They be like, yeah, God, just like me, nigga. You about to bust on you motherfuckers. We like, that's not what we saying.
Nah. It's just, you know, when you believe it's a power higher than you and you respect that power.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just when you around people who actually believe it with you and not necessarily on a certain level, you can talk more. Now we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Instead of somebody doing it, like, well, I'm want to talk about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I'm pretty sure God all over us because he's there everywhere. He's looking at it like, yeah, keep talking about me. Keep talking about me.
He's a jealous guy. That's why I say it's we when you talk about letting him take over and how hard it is, it's because he gave us free will. That's why.
And I'm gonna be transparent. Like right now, I probably have about as of today, I probably, according to my pocket, my cash, access to cash, right now I probably have like maybe $40. Right. Mm-hmm. And I'm not. No, I don't have to explain. I have like $40.
Yeah.
And as I ordered a lift from where I work at, I've been doing detail porter manager, empty trash, sweep floors, mop,
all day.
And do a temp job. I've been there since September. And I ain't worked a regular job for years before I had to work a regular job. And I'm not saying nothing wrong with it, bad. It's just I had ventured out my comfort zone, operated out of faith, experienced certain things. And that's where a little bit of my bravado came from. It wasn't from a arrogant, cocky, like I'm better than nobody else. I just couldn't understand how other people couldn't see what I saw.
Oh, dang. Yeah.
At that time frame.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as I'm going through the experience and I'm sitting here and I'm watching as I had to humble myself and start over from scratch and rebuild and learn to let things go. That was one of the biggest challenges because I'm holding on to shit for like damn near 4 decades. Because I got hell of you've been around me. I recount everything. So even when people come play to me, I'm like, oh, hey. If I don't mention something about what you said or did, it's only because I'm choosing to. Because I'm choosing not to take. I'm choosing to take the hit. So you don't take the hit. But it's making me mad that you making us feel like it's okay for me to take the hit to like the bad guys. And you look like the good guy, but you're really full of shit. And I know that. Now, get back on topic. Stay on topic. So when I'm sitting there and I realize like God blessed me with this awesome, beautiful, intelligent woman. Mm-hmm. Who would have thought Jason O said that? You know, can't call women bitches, right? And he did. And it actually just happened recently. But before that, I got blessed with this great career opportunity recently, right? Mm-hmm. I got blessed to be around people who are not only people of God, not perfect, but they're well-meaning. Mm-hmm. And they're movers and shakers within this city and state and around. And I get to sit around them like regular, everyday people. And sometimes when you're around people who are substance, you don't even realize it because they just regular motherfuckers who just God bless, like he blessed all of us, or they operate out of faith and took chances. They had their ups, their downs. And I'm like, okay, Jason, God has shown me the light. Now I was thinking about this earlier. He showed me the light. Like, there's like this light. It's not a big light. It's not a super bright light, but it's enough light. Yeah. I know it sounds so beautiful. You're like, oh, this nigga about to be a preacher. Maybe one day. But the thing about it is, it was enough light. Right. And then I was thinking about this today because I wanted to feel stressed and overwhelmed. I was diagnosed with bipolar. We could talk about that additionally in its due time. But he gave me enough light. Yeah. He showed me a preview of what's to come. And now here I go. I'm looking at, and then I was riding a high. I'm finna have legal custody and visitation rights with my children I had previously, because I wasn't a bad father. I wasn't even a bad husband. I wasn't perfect, but I wasn't a bad husband or father. But I never exercised my legal rights. Now it's parental rights, and then there's legal rights.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never I didn't want to go to court.
Right.
I didn't want to deal with that shit. But it ended up kicking me in the ass later on. So the thing about it is, I got all these good things happening, right? I got this beautiful, intelligent, attractive woman. We all got past journeys, whatever. But I was like, wow, I can't believe God had brought this to me. Yeah. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's pussy if she hear this. Yeah, she's like,
Hey,
but
that's
then,
real talk.
But look, but this career, and then the career opportunities. No matter how much I was self-sabotaging, because I'm outside with my flaws. When I have a meltdown, you're like, this is Kanye West Jr. and this bitch. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, I'm having these moments, and then I progress through them. Of course, a little part of me is ashamed and embarrassed by things I said and did.
Life.
Yeah. But let me push forward. And so God gave me a preview. He's like, hey, bro. I mean, bro, now I sound like you talking about God like, he's like, hey, bro.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
But I'm just saying, but can you do me this where we at? He's like, hey, bro, this is what you got going on. So today, I realized I matured. So despite what it appeared to be, I knew to praise God even when it's not even bad.
That's what I'm saying.
It's really not bad, but it's not what we wanted to be for our ego.
It's like every time the Most High got turned
and as
around.
A person, as we accomplish goals, and it appears different to different reasons, the more we grow and evolve, the time for celebratory experiences is actually shorter and shorter.
Yeah.
We get a goal, we accomplish, we're like, yeah, we think we're going to ride that high for 7, 10, 14 days. God like, no, you're going to celebrate for about 24 hours. New challenge, nigga. Yeah. Because he need us to go somewhere else, and he know when we go somewhere, we going to promote him.
Oh, dang.
We going to glorify him.
Yep.
And are we perfect people? Do we portray to be perfect? Do we act like we perfect? No, we don't. We just ourselves. We appear to be the common person, because the crazy part is, it's people who come from where we from and things we've been through. They think we so magnificent, and we like, no, we ain't too far removed from you. We still on the ground. We just take chances. We take struggle. We take that egg on our face. Yeah. When it's good, it's good. When it's bad, fuck.
It's bad.
Come on, man. I see you getting shot. People shooting at you all the motherfucking time. I'm just being honest. That's why I called you that one day. But I was also advocating on behalf of that, at least in that one example, that other particular person, because I think at the core of people's heart is love, but we all been through our journeys and our wars, and sometimes we get in our feelings, not saying it's intentional. Yeah. And I've been there. I'm coming out of it. Sometimes I have my man, Lord knows I be wanting to be petty. I want to say some, I do like, but I feel this conviction. I'm like, fuck, because I ain't no better than nobody else.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fuck that.
but we all have different journeys and paths.
Right.
Because the areas you strong in, I may not be strong in. The areas that I'm appearing to be strong in, that's not maybe where you at. But the beautiful thing is, God got us. I do believe our growth is, and I start accepting it more responsibly, our growth is based on the choices we make.
Yes.
And sometimes the things that help us out the most are usually the toughest choices. And really the tough choices is really the ego.
Or it's people that got into your life and don't supposed to be there, and you got to let them go.
I ain't going to go back and forth with you, because I know once your mind made up, it's made up. You stand on what you stand on.
Yeah, I'm
but
good.
I know this. You don't have anything flawed attached to your name when it comes to business.
That's the point.
You up front. You tell people what it is. This what I know. It ain't never been no discrepancies about you may whether you like it or not, or whether you feel like you outgrew something. That's your business. But at least when you come to the table with something, they know what it is. You made a choice, and that's what it is. Because you got to think everything we go through is preparation. So you've been in this. I hate this because it sounds so watered down because everything's industry now.
Yeah.
And the more you get quote unquote deep into the industry, all this shit is just an illusion.
It is. It's a straight illusion.
It's what all this shit is what you choose to make out of it.
Yep. It is.
And now everyone has their own reason for why they do. Some people do it. They want fame and fortune for validation.
Yep.
Some people want to make an impact. But then we get used to the few people who cheer for us, and we think we're a god. And I've been there before too.
Yeah.
I've been in all those stages.
We all have.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And then
Those are the stages.
yeah. And then you get to a point where you be like, you know what? Let me enjoy the simplicity of the moment. Now it's personal color, not discredit any other culture or race, because I think we all go through things. But as person of colors, I take a certain level of pride where I want to be something of value to be of service to people in my community. Mm-hmm. I struggle with making a choice that's fueled by fame and fortune, though.
Yeah. No, go ahead, bro.
Oh, no, that's a dramatic pause because I'm going on a tangent, but I want to make sure I follow because you're a great interviewer. But I appreciate you because you had to already know, like, okay, Jason coming. I know he talk and word, you know.
Yeah. But you make sense. But
damn, I wish you could tell other motherfuckers that. I knew I wasn't tripping. These niggas had me think I was crazy. I'm like y'all normalize criminalized behavior, nigga. I'm not judging. I'm not a snitch. But like, that shit's sick, dog. Like, this nigga's a bitch. I'm like, no, nigga. I grew up in the system. Went to 13 different schools, and then I barely graduated high school. I have an alternative school diploma, but I articulate myself well. And that's how I got the jobs I got. I worked on the Catholic Charities, Cornerstones of Care, Boy Scouts of America, Special School District, and all these different organizations. But I never promoted those things publicly because I always wanted the freedom to speak as I do.
Yeah.
That's where it really came from. And so all my choices were made not out of desperation, so I could have freedom to be who I am. And that's why I was a big advocate for financial literacy. It wasn't about making more money. It was about having less debt. Yeah. And that's why when I'm sitting around certain people who talk a good game or talk certain shit, I know you're really a worker. You're not really an owner.
Yeah.
But that's a whole different conversation because my objective is not to down anybody.
Yeah. But you need to know who you're working with. That's the point.
Yeah, but some people hear it. Well, some people, this is what it is. It's not even about people approval. Some people hear it, and then some people hear it, but they want to control you. Yeah. So therefore, they can have, so you can operate within the objective they desire for you to be. Yeah. Like me, I'm good at promotions. It's undeniable. Whether you find me funny, whether you like me or not, whether you see me, to be honest, hardly anyone does as many numbers as me throughout this region. And it's not even saying that egotistical. Mm-hmm. Everybody don't like me, though. But the crazy part, if you hung out with me one-on-one and you really knew me, you knew I had a caring heart. Mm-hmm. Now, simultaneously, I was on the phone with one of my friends. We was texting back and forth the other day, and we haven't spoken in a minute. There's no discrediting him. He said, Jason, people want to be your friend, but you make it difficult. I said, you know what? No, I don't. I had difficult moments. I'm not a difficult person. And anybody who couldn't be around me in difficult moments, I understand, but they're not really my friend.
Right.
Because my difficult moment was like, I'm robbing a nigga. I'm raping a bitch.
Right.
I had an emotional breakdown because my heart was broken from losing my wife and kids. Right. And then I came back to St. Louis. I had guns put on me. I had been assaulted. I've been jumped on. I watched people humiliate me. I watched people throw me in a bus. Like, when they couldn't control me. Yeah. But, nigga, you met me how I was, and I brought more to the table than you did because I had my own lane.
Yeah.
Where I fucked up at is, but it's all glory to God, but how I feel like I fucked up at when I start trying to share space at the table that I created. Or God created, that's the,
right.
But in the secular terms,
I know what
the
you're
table
saying.
that I built, I invited you there, and you never brought nothing to it.
Yeah.
And then you start trying to bring other people, my
to
enemies, people you saw hurt me. Oh man, just let them in, and then I start making compromises. Like, all right,
yep.
But even the Bible, said little leaven ruins the whole lump. They say one bad apple ruins a bunch.
Yep.
So like, if you got diabetes, you got cancer. If the diabetes in the left leg, what they do? They cut that motherfucker off, right?
Man.
So don't spread.
Hey, people don't want to hear that shit.
It sounds fucked up.
It is fucked up, but it's got to get done.
Yeah. Now, but That's
Gotta
just
get
what it
done.
is. That's what it is.
All right, hey, we getting into a lot of good stuff, man. We want to
Awesome
get into
shit. It
some
ain't
more
just good.
shit.
Power of the word. This is awesome.
Oh, day.
This is a word today.
Hey, this is what we gonna do, man. First of all, I'm finna go ahead and ask you, whose mic is this?
According to you, it's your table you invited me to, so I'm gonna acknowledge it. Jason Nelson.
All right, man. We'll be right back.
Six.
Right. Nah. Damn, niggas can't spit like this. Like this. Look. If they talking, just know I'm the topic. I sit at the top, so the throne is my seat. I am the rap god, trap god. Make you rappers come and bow at my feet. I'm on her backside, that fat side. And you know I make her come when I be. Fuck with me, you get baptized like rabbis. Even Jesus had to handle his beef on his road. I'm chosen, I know I be safe with this pole like Moses. How you gon' hate in my song when you quoting? Nobody is coming to see you, la oldest. My heart is a kid, but my mind a la older. Pop that little pussy, it's foaming like soda. Step in this bitch feeling like an iota. I pledge to me, I'ma die like a soldier. Don't fuck with no snakes, I chop me a cobra. Bitch, I'm a prophet. I keep the bills, got me feeling like Cosby. I just be kicking it, feel like Miyagi. Not a vice lord, but I feel like I'm mighty. Powerful, strong, I feel like a titan. Up in that pussy, you feel like I'm fighting. I stand on my money, I feel like a giant. You talking that shit probably got you divided. Yes, I'm a god, majesty for your highness. Said I'm a god, once again I remind it. If you cut up, got some shit for your lining. I'm like a rhinoceros mixed with a lion. I might be ugly, my dick is the finest. Fuck her so good, now my bitch steady whining. Add any dollars, I'm not good with minors. I'm schooling you niggas, please get the assignment.
Best rap alive. Malcolm X whip all black. Niggas want a brick, they better call Shaq. I give them headshots, cause niggas all capped. That was 2 lines. Like I paused that, this is God's will. They on all flats, and I keep a tech, man. It's all black like Rasheed Wallace with a small patch.
Six.
I make them talk to God, we call it hallelujah. Big piece on me, this the heart of Buddha. Give them chest shots and we in order who to stop a nigga dream. We call it Martin Luther. They ain't got drive. Niggas bought a Uber, I copped the ET and this a Martian shooter. I had to trade my keys, I let my daughter shoot ya. I never liked y'all, I'm in the corporate future with a night mask. Purple suture, did a drive-by and I bought a Uber. Leave your shoes red, I bring a Sonic to you. Man, my flow sick, I bring the vomit to you. Whip presidential, bring Obama to you. Shot it 35 and you are not a cougar. Put ice on them, I'm a hockey too. The bitch, I'm here now. And we ain't talking Luther, drop by Vendra, make them talk to Luther. Fuck your DJ, I bring the drama to you. Call me Sector, I send the rocket to you. Yeah. I been a guy, you got your name first. But I'ma tell them what God did beneath 5 minutes like a J verse
Look,
6.
this a dynamic duel, we cannot be beat. This going in history like Booker T. I'm proud, paid, persistent with peace. Punish the pussy, I'm pushing the beat. Get to the money like hookers in streets. Need me a crown like the root of my teeth. The way that I talk got them looking at me. You niggas elementary, I graduated, I'm complete. Got my mind, got God, got my 9 on my side. That's the holy trinity, never know who enemies. My bitch said she gon' take the dick, damn I'm rolling with a thief, This joint hot, I'm a whiz on these beats like I'm rolling with Khalifa. Damn.
Hey, niggas do it good, but I do it better. Hear no evil, see no evil. Bitch, I call it Helen Keller. Kill, keep a knife on me, cut a nigga up and put them back together. Or we torture niggas, put their spines out like shoestrings and tie their backs together. Bitch, I make it rain like Lil Wayne. In 08, I had to change the weather. I got 2 9s with extended clips like a joint twins. I make them stay together, bitch, I been king. No taking shit, just 16s. Niggas claim they ain't been blessed till a 4-5 make a bitch sneeze.
Six.
5 make a bitch sneeze.
Six. We are back on Whose Mic Is This? I'm here with my man Jason Nelson in this bitch, man. You know we just got D, man, but we gonna switch it up a little bit, man. What is your out? Nah, you know what? I'm going with this question because it been a couple of things that happened that I ain't get to talk to you about. That happened
anything.
like in like national shit. The Chris Rock and the Will Smith incident.
Okay.
Talk to me about that. What's up with that? Was Will Smith right? Was Chris Rock a bitch for not smacking him back? What?
I mean, it's gonna sound complicated. He was wrong and right. Now, this is how I break it down. Now, it was triggering for me. I actually got assaulted in a comedy club by a comedian. It was unprovoked. There was no jokes exchange or nothing. When I first came back to St. Louis, and I used the word assaulted. I haven't really spoken about it, but shout out to therapy. When I first came back to St. Louis, people, some, and I'm learning, because I used to make it seem like it was everybody, but it was some, a few. They used to act as if I thought I was better than other people.
Okay.
But that was never the case. I'm from St. Louis. I was born and raised. I never left here till I was 27 years old. I'm 39. Just like you, we look young for our age. So the thing about it, all glory to God. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Skins look great. As people look younger than us, they just like, damn, nigga, you been on crack? Like, no. I'm like, well, you need to move. Something's not moving right in your life. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause nigga, you look worn the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Your gum just dark purple. Your skin's bad. Like, fuck. You're a real nigga, though. But you look like you're about to be really dead. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Here we go. Me and you done did all kind of shit. We like, damn, God still got it. We got a little bag on ours, but that's it. You know what I'm saying? But when I came back to St. Louis, I never really left St. Louis. And I'm going to get to it, I promise you. I never left St. Louis until I was 27. I left 12 years ago, started out of my car. I had $10, $5 in cash, $5.36 on my debit card. And I drove to Overland Park, Kansas. I won a comedy competition at GQ's Lounge, which is in Kansas City, Missouri, the week before. It's a little hood spot, but I won. But I left early, so I go to this chick house. The chick house was this woman, with this girl I knew when I was younger in Glasgow Village. That was one of the 13 schools I went to when I went to review. And she was someone I always thought I wanted to be with. Okay. So I said, let me take this chance. I was going through my first divorce. One finalized. I didn't initiate it. That first woman did. She passed away January last year. R.I.P. Dark humor kicked in right there. But look, I'm showing tact. You know, I'm showing tact.
My condolences.
I'm like, but which I was sad. But I'm gonna stay focused. But I'm sorry, I'm a comedian, so it's a coping mechanism, people.
Nothing wrong with it.
I went to pursue. I went to pursue the one I thought would get away, as well as to make something out of my life. Because at that time, if St. Louis seemed like we moved slow, Kansas City felt like it moved even slower at that time. Okay. At that time. I'm going to put an emphasis on that time. Okay. And I love both cities, but I was born and raised here in St. Louis. So everywhere I went, I just told people I was from St. Louis, St. Louis, St. Louis. I don't give a fuck where. I could be in New York. I found a way to squeeze in. I'm from St. Louis. I'm in L.A. I'm in South Central. You know what I'm saying? Around 47 Normandy for people around the area. You know, I ain't saying it's Compton, but you come on here, you know. Because that's what my friends were in. But no, I promise, I'm going to get somewhere. So I was sleeping in my car throughout the country, just pursuing my goals and dreams for nearly 15 years. So even though I appear to be bubbling to other people's eyes, in my mind, I'm still operating out of that chip on my shoulder, trying to earn my respect from people that I knew in the industry and my bank account, whatever. I'm just keep going. You know how you just keep going, you keep going, you keep going, you keep going, you keep going. So I came back here because I wanted to be closer to my children.
As you should.
Because my first wife has suddenly started letting me see them. I'm not sure why, but once again, I never exercised my legal rights. When the paperwork came, I just didn't put up file. I was just hopeful that everything worked out. It didn't happen like that. So I came back here, and for that reason alone, initially, not only, but primarily. Yeah. Of course, in my brain, I'm like, okay, this can work out, this can work out, this work out. I had a great life in Kansas City. Okay. Awesome life. I really did. I came back here. I tried to show people the things I learned the hard way. And these niggas were so ghetto. And I thought I was still in that element. But I've been working in a nonprofit for 12 years. So even though I'm still in that field, even though people didn't know I worked in that field, I didn't realize how far removed I was from certain energies. And so I'm coming around people thinking I can be positive and influential, but not saying they meant any harm. People, products, and environments and exposures, they had more of a negative effect on me than I had a positive on them.
Gotcha.
So these people talking some hood shit, and they're like, that is not my language.
Right.
You know, I used to thought it was when I was younger, but I've been so far removed from that. Not my love for where I'm from, but for the things I had to deal with.
It's thing like you grow up.
Yeah, and sometimes we grow up, we don't realize we grew up until we're around other people that like you're like, I'm not even on that shit no more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You think you on it until you're around it.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense.
I got assaulted. These people come to me. They're trying to do something, and I be so much in my own world. As you know, I just be in my own fucking world. I be in my own fucking world. And one, because I was an introvert growing up.
Was you on the stage when they attacked you?
No.
Okay.
Because it was just off the stage. This guy had an issue with me for whatever reason. It was unwarranted. And he was coming at me a certain way. I was calm and nonchalant. I grew up around a lot of violence, not only because of what I witnessed in the home, but the people that I'm from, which some people don't know. So the thing about it, so when I moved back to St. Louis, I'm like, if I'm able to maneuver around another city and state I'm not from, imagine me knowing this, but without letting people know who I am and where I'm from.
Right.
If that makes, So the thing is, and I don't mean that in no particular type of way, but it's just the reality.
Yeah.
And so what I did with these people here, I knew a lot of them were slow. Now, I grew up abused. I grew up highly abused. That's one reason I grew up in the system. Went to 13 different schools throughout St. Louis, between county and the city, predominantly county, but county and city. And I have a lot of family members and friends, which I only have one biological. I have a biological brother and sister. We all got different dads. They got more brothers and sisters. I don't have a lot of big family, but because of associations, by default, I have a huge family. And friends. And I knew this. So what I did to these people, I played the rope-a-dope.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I leave rope-a-dope.
Yeah, so I took my hits. Now, humanly, I'm like, now stuff started to get to me. Because my weakness was the wife and kids, right? That's what got to me eventually. The shit with niggas, that was really the most minimal because I knew they was slow. Mm-hmm. I ain't talking about their ability to think, but I knew they was thinking short term.
Yeah.
So I'll be sitting in rooms with people, I'm cool with them, whether people knew it or not. I'm like, and I've never really had nothing flaw in my background. And this is what I knew. The worst case people say is he weird, and the nigga crazy. Dramatic pause. But no more. I'm a father. Right. So the risk I was willing to take to prove myself is gone because I have to think outside of myself. Now, and I found something to live for. So when I was younger, I had nothing to live for. So now you're like, okay, what's the correlation with the Chris Rock thing? Now we get into that. That experience in itself was very triggering to me because it reminded me what happened to me. Mm-hmm. And actually, that when it happened, it said me I was drinking too much because it made me feel so emasculated because my ego wanted to respond a certain way.
Yeah,
I'm talking about a sick way. I don't even want to articulate it because it's going to sound that sick. Mm-hmm. You ever seen Pulp Fiction?
Yeah.
Remember with Ving Rhames and John Travolta? Yeah, like that's how sick it was for me.
I mean,
in my head, because I want that person to feel less than how they made me feel.
Yeah.
Now the other side of it, now me being a fan of comedy, I'm a Chris Rock fan. If you listen to Chris Rock interviews now, I'm gonna use a comparison of Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle writes, he appears to just have more of an outline. So he improv. Chris Rock is very meticulous with his writing. He hardly ever goes off script. You know, that's why they say Dave Chappelle's like modern day Pryor. Chris Rock is modern day George Carlin. George Carlin was known for being an awesome writer. Richard Pryor wasn't. He improv. That's where Paul Mooney came in, who helped provide some structure.
Gotcha. Now,
this is the context I'm going to put it in. Chris Rock just recently, in recent years, found out he was diagnosed with non-verbal learning disorder, which is on the spectrum. You know, you got autism, you got Asperger's, and now that. Autism, I worked with children with autism, a lot of non-verbal, whatever the autistic child, and I say respectfully, educate me if I'm seem a little uninformed. A lot of noise throws them off. Overstimulation throws them off. And then whatever they zero in on, they zero in on. Now, the Asperger's are the children who they don't read, they don't take sarcasm very well. They're very blunt. They sound and look normal, which they're all strong. We just all got our pros and cons. But let's say if they offend you, they're not really reading the room very well. They just say what's on their mind. It's not even intentional. Now, the nonverbal learning disorder, which resonated with me when I heard Chris Rock say this, he says if a woman was flirting with him, he wouldn't quite know until like a few weeks later. He said, oh, she wanted to fuck me because he didn't pick up on the social cues. Now, the correlation is, I say he don't derive from the script. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Simultaneously, that's probably why he didn't read the interview well of Will Smith when he was walking up on him.
Right.
because he don't pick on social cues very well. But Chris Rock don't improv very well either. That's why the significance of that last special, it wasn't so much of what he said. It's because if you know Chris Rock, he's like, I don't know if it's the word meticulous is correct, but he's just very detailed in his writing.
Yeah, all this shit tie together.
Yeah.
And even at the end, it goes with probably what he started off with.
Yes. So that's why, like, if Dave Chappelle did a live special, well, Dave Chappelle go off the cuff all the damn time. Chris Rock doesn't.
Yeah.
So you take his style of comedy and his behavioral. So like Chris Rock thrives as a comedian. I normally hate seeing him in a movie. Outside of Pookie, he normally sucks in movies.
Man.
Cause I mean, let's be honest. And then I watch the other movies. I seen Dave Chappelle in so many movies. I'm like, man, he always had a good character. But he's more of an actor than Chris Rock. Or at least comedically, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
At that
yeah.
time before he disappeared. And
I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
you know,
Yeah,
it's all-
he acting out his shit. He know
Blue
he's an
Street,
actor.
Nutty Professor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he also used to hang out with Charles Barnett, who was supposed to be on Saturday Night Live before Eddie Murphy. He died of HIV/AIDS back in the 80s, I believe. And Dave Chappelle was, you could say, a comedic disciple of his. And they used to be in Central Park improving. So Dave Chappelle grew up under that type of lineage of comedy. I ain't gonna say exclusively, but I'm talking about things that's been shared publicly.
Yeah, yeah.
So
You're
when
a smart motherfucker.
yeah, so when people ask me my opinion of Chris Rock, this is why I look at it in these multiple layers.
So basically, you saying he didn't do shit because he got that nonverbal learning.
That's one of it, and then he was there to do a job.
So and he was sticking to the script.
Yeah.
So he didn't go outside the script.
Yeah.
because I got
Even if he felt someone, cause if you look at it, he had not saying he would have did or not did, but he had a little moment.
You make sense.
But then he went off, and like he said in his special, it wasn't about me. Because even like this is a mistake that many of us make. We think the world revolves around us and what we see.
Yeah.
No one knew that she had alopecia. As long as we know Jada Pinkett, she normally has short hair.
True.
Since I was, because remember she was in that category of the women we liked when we was growing up. Jada
Yeah.
Pinkett, we had Vivica Fox, we had Sanaa Lathan,
Yeah.
Nia Long. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like this. I mean, the girl who played Diamond in fucking Players Club.
I know you. I don't remember.
Nigga, to
that.
this day,
Yeah.
I just know a Diamond player, if nothing else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know what else she did significant to continue to have money. But I do know she was in Diamonds and Players Club. Just like her cousin Ebony. She could
Yeah.
be in other roles. You Ebony. You went to junior party.
Well, I think her first name Lisa something.
Oh, yeah. I don't
Lisa
know.
Ray? Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
right?
You know
Yeah.
what? And no disrespect to her, but if nothing else, when she first popped on the scene to our memory, it was Diamond
Yeah.
and Strip Club
That was real.
and Players Club.
That was the first time I saw.
Yeah, so, for us in our culture, so Jada Pinkett was one of those ones for us.
Yeah, she was before her. to
Yeah,
me.
yeah, she was.
Yeah.
We used to see her little bitty self from Jason Lyrics.
Yeah.
A different world, but whatever. But at least Jason Lyrics. Once the Jason Lyrics came out, for
Oh
sure.
yeah, that most definitely.
Yeah, come on, man.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Just like my boy Jason Lyrics, this nigga had the same hairstyle from back then to now. And am I lying? G Money, Meet the Pains, like whatever. He still got the same hairstyle. And so it's like
Damn.
nobody knew she had alopecia.
No.
And common sense would tell them, Chris Rock didn't know she had alopecia. It was a G.I. Jane joke in the because she had short hairstyle. That's it.
That was right with what he should have been saying.
Yeah.
If that was any type of other, because with Chris Rock, I felt like it was roast. It was like a roast, just like when that one Jewish dude be doing a roast. I forgot
Jeff
his
Ross?
name. Yeah, he be roasting motherfuckers. It was a roast.
But see, Chris Rock, when he had to look, they said Will laughed at first, but then he said, and then Jada gave it a look. And I'm not mad for Will for defending his wife. Because at the end of the day, you can't choose how somebody want to choose and respond. Simultaneously, I'm talking for that moment. Now we look at the whole context of it.
Man,
I'm
Will,
like-
fuck that was some bullshit.
But he said that's light. Chris Rock, that's light, and he didn't elaborate on it anymore. It was light. Just like he wasn't lying when he said when they were trying to protest the Oscars. He said Jada told me she want to protest the Oscars like me getting rejected for Rihanna panties. Like I
You
wasn't invited anyway.
Right.
Because no disrespect, because Jada is a talent. She is an awesome person, but she's more considered. She's black famous, and that's not saying that's bad,
Right.
but she's black famous, and she's more known for being Will Smith's wife to other people than she is to us. To us, we know Set It Off, when she played Peaches in whatever movie, whatever with Keanu Reeves, whatever, all those things we seen. To us, she the shit. Just like a lot of our favorite stars and comedians and artists, they mean more to us than they do other people.
Right.
And that's just unfortunate what it is. In our eyes, we don't understand how they don't know them. So this is not to discredit her talent level,
Right.
but for her level of notoriety at that time.
I mean, what they got to do with Will smacking Chris Rock?
Because if anybody says something to your woman that's offensive or hurtful to you, it hurts you. We got to put things in proper context. No, I'm not justifying.
No, let's put it in context, and I'm going to hand it over to you. You were at so I put it like this with me. Me and my queen, we like to go to comedy shows.
Yeah.
So we go to a comedy show, and it's like, baby, where you want to sit? Da-da-da-da-da, you know what's going on. She going to let me know, and she don't give a fuck. So if we sitting in a comedy show and somebody get on my gal, yeah, I'm going to feel some type of way, but I'm not going to smack it. I'm not going to put my hands on them because we in that environment.
Or y'all address it a little bit later or something like that.
Well, I mean, it all depends on what he say, but at the same time, it's a comedy show, so I'm going to give the comic that slack to do that long as it stay on comedy.
Yeah, yeah.
Long as it's on
now,
comedy.
simultaneously, we got to put in perspective, and I'm not justifying it. I'm just looking at things. Just like when I see why people may or may not have issues with me, I'm like, okay. Just like I was talking to the dude, he was from, he was legitimately 100% from the hood, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we had our situation, I'm like, well, we can go outside and talk about it. I literally meant talk.
Yeah.
I later learned from somebody else from a community lives like him, predominantly, they like, oh, no, he probably thought you meant. I'm like, no, I literally meant, let's talk.
Go talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We just heard the outside part. Let's go outside.
Yeah, because I was trying to draw attention away from the fact that the show was being disrupted, and I didn't want that business to look bad, and I didn't want us as a culture to look bad.
Right.
That's how deep I was thinking. I didn't want that business to look bad, which is now, unfortunately, not in business, and I'm not saying it in a negative way.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want it to be negatively reflected upon us.
Right.
And I was like, man, whatever the situation is, because it really wasn't nothing. Because when everything came out, it just came out the nigga just didn't like me.
Yeah.
And he was just looking for a reason.
Yeah. Which is normally it is.
Right, and I didn't even know why the nigga didn't like. I was like, nigga, I thought we was cool. And I ain't gonna say I thought we was buddies, but I thought we were like, alright. I was like, I didn't even know you had a problem with me.
Damn. And what led to it? Was it a joke being said to him?
No. What it is because I'm popular. I never said this out loud for real. It probably makes people mad because they like this nigga act like he don't know that he's.
I'm saying, what did he do to fight? Like, how did they fight?
I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
So, to some people, I should be doing more than what I am. But I'm not fueled by fame or fortune. I just like the freedom and flexibility. I like to do things that make me happy.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what it comes down to. He tried to put me on an event that he wanted to do between me and another popular person. That popular person so happened to be more of his friend. Because he wanted to look good to pack out an event for bringing a comedian in town. He told me this comedian was coming. Even though I respect that comedian he's bringing, I said, you're not going to sell no tickets. Because as a person who do shows and events, I said respectfully, not because I'm that person, because I learned the hard way too. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes you book people because they sell tickets, and sometimes you book people and you got to pay to make them be seen.
Yeah.
Am I lying?
Yeah.
Right, you like this motherfucker like to start like nigga. You know how much I had to promote this motherfucker?
Right.
I mean, I knew you had talent, but nigga, you didn't really sell the tickets you think you sold. You know.
Right.
You know right. Now you might next time, but either way, I said, man, I don't think he gonna do those numbers. But if you think you want to do this, how about you hire this person instead of me? I don't like them. These are two people. One was a person that I was kind of cool with, that was bubbling. And another person was, maybe he's a little unorthodox, but he can generate a crowd. So I think at this time, this is 2018. No. I said, okay, I got another friend. He got these viral videos. I said, if his views are legitimate, since you said we could split this much money, I don't even want the money. Just book him for this price because he wants to perform here, and then give him a percentage of each person who come out on his behalf. If his views are legitimate, then he should be able to get somebody in the door. So it's a win-win for everyone. Mm-hmm. Or, it's not much of a loss. I said, but because he don't know you all, he not from here, I'll give him the money up front. Just give him my exact amount of money back after the show that I pay him in advance. And in my mind, I'm just thinking that deep because I want to make sure that person's coming from out of town know they're in good hands. Mm-hmm. Make a group chat about it. Everyone's on board. I talked to each one of them individually and then collectively. Now they have documentation. That was my problem. Yeah, that was a lesson learned. Because I normally did documentation. I got a lot of these people contracts in my laptop, receipts and everything. I got off track from keeping track of paperwork through my divorce. I was just hustling to keep my company name afloat at the time. So this is what happened. Months go by. I never heard from this person. Then the day I was out of town, Memphis, seeking a secure venue. Hopefully. Didn't happen. And I was going to be in Mississippi the next day. Hoping. Didn't happen. But I was hoping. I get a text at midnight, the day before their show, that I'm not even on. You still going to pay so-and-so the money? I said, do I still get my money back at the end of the show? I ain't talked to nobody in months. We said what we said. It is what it is, right? Why would I pay him the show free? I'm like, what? They got flyers promoting ticket sales. And I went to group chat. Hey, man, my bad. I don't know what happened. People changing the deals. The other person, not the person who hit me, like, hey, man, Jason, it's your word versus that person's word. Then the dude who I was advocating on behalf, I don't know who to trust in St. Louis, but this person. Now I'm feeling a little away because I'm like, damn, not only did I stand with you next against two people from my hometown where I got to live at, but I know I done personally wrote out some material contract. I mean, at that level where we were on. A lot of things, I'm like, damn, these niggas right throwing the bus. So it made me wonder what I was going to be hustled anyway. But either way, what happened was I later found out no one showed up to that show at all. So I show up to this venue. No one's there. I just moved back to St. Louis 2018. Anybody that you think you saw I was cool with, I just met them then. I didn't know who they was. I didn't know how long they've been doing nothing. I didn't put them on shows. I took them on the road. And I just thought they've been doing it for a while. Later to find out at that time they hadn't been. I didn't know.
Right.
This one comedian, this white comedian, come to me. He goes, where everybody at? They was here Saturday night talking about we're going to support this particular venue. He said, because nobody was here for this particular show. And I stopped going to that venue because of the interview negative. It was this other comedian who hit me up. I stopped going there for months. Hey, OG, are you going to be hosting here tonight? I said, I don't know. So I'm the type of person, this is my foolishness. If something feel bad, instead of avoiding it, I just go get it out the way. And that's what I wanted to do. I didn't think I knew it was a possibility something would go, but hopefully it wasn't. So I go there, I do my set, I work on my material, I sit down, I'm editing my footage. This guy walk in, I go, what's up, so-and-so? He like, you a bitch, you's a hoe out here and everything. Like, he getting loud. We're in the theater section of this particular venue. We're in front of customers. And I'm like, bro, you tripping. I mean, this is what I'm thinking in my head, but I'm calm. See, I worked in nonprofit. I worked with kids. I worked in federal health. I worked at Disney's house as a facility monitor. Just check. So I'm so conditioned professionally to keep my cool. You a hoe out here, and then he start getting loud. Another comedian try to hold him. Oh, we know he's a bitch. I'm like, damn, nigga, I ain't know you thought of me like that. We know he a bitch ass nigga. I'm like, damn, I ain't know all that. And then, so for me, in my mind, for me trying to pull the attention away from where we was at, I said, man, either you lied or you forgot. I'll take the hit because I have no documentation conversation. You a whole bitch. We comedians, we're not rappers, bro. Right. And next you know, I say to him, I say, if you like to, we can go outside and we can talk about it. Before I even get outside the door, I walk through outside the performance area. I walk where the bar was. Before I can get out the door, I get punched multiple times in the back of my head. Now I want to give this dude homage. He probably would have won anyway. Good chance. I want you to shoot him with props.
Right.
No lie. And then he continued to hit me. And then it got broken up real quick. And nobody knew what happened because I was so nonchalant about it. Now, later on, I learned he called everyone that he thought I was cool with, and asked him where he was gonna be that night. So when I talk about the paranoid anxiety that I developed, I feel like Tupac when the elevator opened when he got shot at Quad Studios.
Yeah.
So anybody who looked like anybody was affiliated, or I just didn't know who to trust. So now I'm going through a divorce. My divorce being played out publicly. People leaving negative reviews on my business page because at the time my ex-wife, she's saying stuff which is a bunch of bullshit to just justify her behaviors. I'm just being calm, cool, just taking a hit. And then I go through that. I'm just taking a hit, never speaking on nobody. Even when I had the little situation here, I knew the truth. I'm just taking a hit. But eventually it started getting to me, and I actually wasn't known for drinking. So I used to drink to calm my nerves. But as we learned, it really didn't calm it.
Right.
At least after a while, it didn't calm it.
Yeah.
And shout out to God. Now I go to therapy. I've been going for almost a year, and I had to go unpack some things. But so even when we talk about that whole Chris Rock scenario, and it was so many layers to that was so triggering to me. Because my flesh and my ego, and I'm not saying there's no tough rah stuff. I'm saying like I wanted to respond a different way just to satisfy my ego. But I knew that was temporary. So I try to think long term. But sometimes thinking long term, it'll make you feel. I know people didn't disrespect you. I know you probably want to respond a certain way. But you can't get, and this is a mistake I made, you can't allow people to trick you out your spot.
Yeah. But that's all they try and do.
Whether they try and do it intentionally or not, it can happen.
Constantly, period.
And that's what what happened was, even though God really protected me despite my shortcomings and flaws, kind of like no matter how fucked up Kanye is, as long as he drop a hit, people still fuck with him. Because a lot of times he tells some truth. It's just the delivery is not all the way there, you know.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been blessed with. Simultaneously, it's like I'm learning to let things go because I survived it.
Yeah.
Dramatic pause right there. For whatever reason, I survived it. So why am I keep rehashing it? Because none of those people who was, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt that the core of their heart, they're well-meaning people. They just had a moment.
Yeah.
Because I want to be seen as that.
Yeah.
I had some moments.
You can keep thinking
But
that.
they never, yeah, I know. That's the part where people call me naive, though. So, but what it is, this is what happened was, ain't nobody who's hating on me actually doing better than me no matter what it looked like.
Never will be.
And I say that, but it's all glory to God. It ain't me.
Of course, we know that.
It ain't me.
Yeah.
And I apologize if I ever made it seem like it was me because I went through a stage where I knew it wasn't me, but I wanted to act like it was me because I wanted to earn people's respect, and I was trying to rub stuff in, like say, the woman that I love, and people who looked at me less than. And I wasn't trying to rub in their face. I was like, see, I told you I was going to be something.
Yeah.
But so any form of bitterness and negativity, resentment, it can poison your spirit.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I still got work in progress, but can you sense there's a difference in my energy from when the different stage you met me?
If I'm gonna be honest with you, I already kind of seen it. I kind of can read people, so I already felt like you was a cool person. You were just going through something.
Yeah. Well, I don't seem as bogged down with
You seem like whatever you went through, and you
coming out of it.
Yeah, that's how you feel.
Emphasis of coming out or coming through it.
Yeah.
So I ain't gonna say I'm all the way out,
So yeah,
but I'm a little bit further along from the time when you had to
and I haven't been
grab
around
me and be like,
people.
come on, man, it's cool, it's cool, it's cool.
Yeah, I haven't seen you around other people either, though.
Well, that could be it. and I had to learn that by my triggers.
Oh yeah.
Especially coming back from St. Louis. I grew up here, a lot of violence, like many people. I grew up in an abusive household. So coming back here in itself was very triggering to me.
Yeah, I bet.
It was I went from being respected throughout the country. I didn't it wasn't fake. The way people perceived me was different. I come back here, people just threw me right back in a category that they thought they knew me in.
Yep. Can I do a comparison to that?
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go to a quick break. So what you just said to me just made me think of the black people that went to war and went to Germany and was treated so well, like they never been treated, and then came back here and was treated like niggas.
Yeah, that's what happened. I'm like, That's good. That's a good place for a break. Yes, that was a genius analogy. So simple but so genius.
All day. Hey, I gotta ask you before we go on this break, man. Whose mic is this?
Jason Nelson's.
Yeah, we'll be back.
What's up, Witty World? Science 93 Pipeline. Floyd Board. St. Louis. You know what it is. I love my city. We got it going on. Plus we grind every day. Got them cartons. We even got the blue. Block to block. Corner to corner. You know how we do it. Grind every day. That's what it is. I call it home. Oh, Floyd Boy, I miss you, drop. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my home. From the city where the good die young. Where it's easy to catch a slug in the hood, play dumb. Where it's easy to catch a case anytime, any place. And real can relate to all the hate and the fake. How much money can I make? How much money do you make? Every hood, every block, then paid their dues, then made the news, then gave some family the blues. Don't get it confused. My city makes the best when it's due. You don't have a clue. Somebody might just give it to you. When all is due, the only thing that's promised to you is that it's due and the money making habitat. What you want, know where it's at. If you got the dough, I'll show you what a product is. Stories never told, cases still cold. Trials never close, cause the jury gets frozen and law about itself. Still no justice for us, it's like the Wild Wild West. Yeah, St. Louis, St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my home. Showtime, Garcia, my city needs some action. They say that I can't make it, I might be show me. Savage in up on my village. Billikens representatives. No matter what you're doing, under the yards they make some haters. Get around, ass brother. If you got it, I'll come get it. And if you got a problem, you can come pay me a visit. From Lee Bay to Bellfountain, downtown to West County. It's money all around us. Out of town is coming find us in the club. Hey, poppin' after 3 a.m. And if you ain't ready to turn it in and cross that bridge, for the party never ends. Till sunrise come again. Out of town to say your friends. NCL is all in. Jackers be like towies. Sometimes they can't ignore it. You're sleeping and should be working. It's like you're asking for it. Cause man, it get crazy. Weather make people shame. So I hustle daily. This how my city raised. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my home. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my city. St. Louis, my home.
That in itself lets me know the importance, not only with him, but including ourselves, knowing people in proper context. Because when he on that mic and he doing his music, it's like straight, focus, concentrate, right?
Yeah.
And you understand him. But when you in a regular interview, you're like, what the fuck you just said? He say some deep, prolific stuff, but it's kind of like when we listen to Kanye talking, sometimes it makes sense if you have the time to listen to him.
Yeah.
In some way. Sometimes I'm like, what the fuck? But he makes more sense when you listen to him in the music.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying right there. So shout out to my boy Saint Floyd.
All day.
Yeah, that's my
Shout
boy.
out to my peoples, man. Prayers up. All right, man. We're about to get into the section where I had some people who knew we was gonna do an interview, and they was like, "Ask Jason Nelson this." All right, but I think you answered this one.
I can clarify if need be.
Are you single?
No more.
Okay.
As of the second time I got some pussy. I was like, you know what? I backslid, but we need to work this out.
Say why
You know,
not?
hood relationship like love.
Yeah.
We done fucked the way we did. You know what? Let's just keep it exclusive as best we can.
Say as best we can. So you are not single.
No.
Another question is, what you think about interracial dating?
I'm not necessarily against it. My mother's from Seoul, Korea.
Okay.
Now, she was adopted by a black family from Korea. She's from Korea, but a black family adopted her. She used to live on Cole Brilliant, and then a huge chunk of her life on West Florissant and Emerson.
Okay.
So if you talk to her, you hear the Asian side, but you most definitely hear the side that she was predominantly raised around black people all her life.
Oh,
And she's almost about to be 65 years old, cancer survivor and everything like that. Now, me personally, my preference is, and I'm not saying this to be pandering, but it's been black women. And then maybe genetics to Asian. Really, if I could find it was a Blasian, like maybe genetics. But it's for me when it came to black women, I don't want to, I don't want to exalt them like, oh, because they got this heart, this. I'm not saying they don't, but it's just I found their attributes more attractive. Their skin, their hair, everything that comes along with them is what I normally found attractive. Now I will say, my daughter, they said at the time, if I was married to a white woman, I'd probably still be married because she'd be more supportive. But either way, I don't know if that's true. I'm just saying. She would have stuck with you no matter what, Dad. That's what she said. She from South City in the hood. So.
Hey.
I don't believe that's true.
We got one more question. Mm-hmm. What do you think about poly relationships?
I can't do it. Matter of fact, I remember, and I wonder, is that the motherfucker who I think into that shit? That girl, that bitch, that whore, that slut.
Damn.
Renewed. No, I'm fucking with you. She went through a lot of shit when she was younger. But who else would think to ask me that shit? That bitch knew what I thought. My bad. You could tell I must have liked the bitch a little bit. And I had to be like, bitch, you ain't got to share your bitch. I've been married. I don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, maybe because when I was younger, even though considered to some people I was a late bloomer when it came to losing my virginity, but I was never considered an ugly guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just be real with y'all. I mean, some of y'all blind. But my big brother got custody of me. He was voted best looking in high school. His name was Mark Welch. He was graduated in 1997 from McClure. Now he was living in the city, but he was going to school. He had a car, whatever. My uncle Ronnie Johnson had that Amoco gas station on Shreveport, Downey. His brother got the I-70 Motors. My brother used to work for him. They used to think he looked like Usher. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, when Usher came out with My Way and shit. So, just like when I was in high school, they're like, you like for real. Whatever gets me the pussy, I don't give a fuck. Luke Kane, smart guy. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Whatever gets the pussy. But what it was, I think I got so much pussy between the ages of 18 until I decided to get married that it wasn't that big of a deal to me. Because no female in my life has ever really made me work for pussy. And not because I didn't want to. Sometimes I was disappointed because I wanted to work for her. I was like, damn, bitch, let me buy some flowers. Let me write you some poetry. Let me take you on a date. I'm like, damn, bitch, like, slow down, bitch. Like, I want to feel like you a prize. And then you get out here in these streets, you like, it ain't no prize, nigga. Everybody get a trophy. You know what I'm saying? So, but I say that to say this is, so when I got married initially, and when I think of relationships, so I'm not knocking nobody else shit. I thought of legacy. I was thinking about generations after me, and I used to associate. And I ain't gonna say I always handle it well, because the longer we live, you go through experience, you mature. I used to identify a wife as, when they say a good thing, like a friend, a partner, a companion, someone I can trust. Because sometimes you could be male or female, you could be laying next to your biggest enemy.
Yeah.
So everyone has their own thing. So, to each his own. I'm not into polyamorous stuff because I like to feel like something mine. I prefer being exclusive. I know my girl, she gonna go through my wife. I prefer to be married, when time's right. But I know she's going to go through good days and bad days. She's going to gain weight, lose weight. I mean, you've been around a woman enough, you're going to see everything like she's going to see everything with us.
Yeah.
But, when it's yours, it just feels a little bit different.
Yeah, it do.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just feels, not saying we can't be turned on, see other things, but when it's yours, it just feels more special. You're like, wow.
Yeah, it's yours.
You like, it's your home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, I could straighten up in her, lay down, and go to sleep with my dick still in her.
Don't
that feel special though? You like, oh, I ain't gotta worry about trigonometry because you fucking other niggas.
Right. Yeah.
Even though they gonna try to blame me, you gave it to me, bitch. I put soap on my dick. Don't tell me that. Oh my
Slick
bad.
ass motherfucker.
You snuck off somewhere.
Slick motherfucker. All right. So we about to go to. Well, we got one more. So.
That was
This
intense.
one say, right. This one, you know what? We're going to go to a break and come back on this.
I'm going to need a little space for this one.
Yeah. All right, man. Again, we about to go to this break. Whose mic is this?
Jason Nelson's mic.
Nigga.
I'm on my shit, little bitch, I'm groovy. I got a bitch that call me daddy and she keep me more than happy, living out my life like a movie. Stacking, big dog macking, I make chances, nigga, you capping. No entertainment, nigga, no acting. I hit the booth, bust a jug, we acting. You laughing, cause you a goofy. I get paid straight cash, all loosely. We independent, straight living, we Gucci. Gas pack rolled up like sushi. Like that jail. I've been chasing the finer things while rolling around strapped up. 6 shot off in my jacket, hoping nobody act up. I'm chasing this money, nigga, don't need no advance. Put that wop in my hand and watch me grow like a plant. Some shit they won't understand, but that's cool. Dream team, white tee, bucket hat, no juice, but I might slide on some gold just for the pressure. A young nigga going in and I can't let up.
I was riding through the motherfucking loop. Got a call from my motherfucking boo. Came out ass fat, wearing blue. Damn, I'm feeling all this thunder, Pikachu. Say she want her stomach done, her ass too. But these hating fuck niggas watching moves. I'ma get that shit done, little boo. Cause I keep this 30 on me, so we cool. I was riding through properly, getting domo so sloppily. Need a freak who got wild for me, off the chain like a dog with me. If you brother, then fuck with me. You believe in me, trust with me. You got static, it's up for me. Ain't no talking, don't fuck with me. Niggas talking out they guns, but it's cool. They just talking, they ain't touching, so we cool, fucking fool. Posting stack on the internet, baby mama ain't feeling that. Baby daddy back in town, dummy fool. I was riding through the motherfucking loop, and I was riding, getting head from a freak. Yeah, I'm true. I'm getting down. North Heads, yeah, you know that be the team. North Heads, baby girl, she gonna suck the da. Baby freak, and she know that I like. She know I like. Yeah, I love the guns, baby. Please don't bite. Please don't bite. Why you riding fast, baby? Too excited. Yeah, I like it. Hey man, yeah. All I'ma say is this: we done talking in motherfucking 2020. ain't for the black and the proud, guess what? Fuck you too. You already know what it is. It's Danny motherfucking G, and I stand on everything. I love Martin Luther King way of life, but guess what? I had a dream that I was Malcolm X. Fuck y'all, we taking over for the 2020. North Head shit, Dream Team shit. Remember that.
Oh yeah, we are back on another episode of Whose Mic Is This? Hey, we about to jump right on in, man. We got one more question from the supporters out there, man. Shout out to y'all. What can we do to put the St. Louis area in a better position for the entertainment business?
Stop being criminals, nigga. Like, no, I'm like, that'll help. Stop shooting up the, hold your family members accountable. No, and I don't mean this. I was trying to be funny though, but sort of. This city is growing and evolving with a little bit with us, but majority without us. One of the reasons why I came back to St. Louis, one besides my children, but the more I travel around the country, it gave me a great appreciation for it. Compared to a lot of places, the cost of living is low. You get a lot of bang for your buck. No pun intended on crime. You can do a little bit of everything. I mean, we don't have a NFL team no more, but we got like the XFL, the hockey, the soccer, baseball, and there's so many positive things that's here for us. It's more or less like I want us to be our culturally genuine, authentic self while learning, and this goes for all parties, not just for us, to adjust and adapt, to realize that we're safe. We can go out and have fun. We can enjoy ourselves. Somebody step on your shoes or some shit, you give them some grace. I understand it's a small city with a big city attitude. So this is me speaking as somebody who grew up 13 different schools throughout the whole city of St. Louis. I mean, well, when I say St. Louis, like the greater St. Louis area, city and county. As well as I worked in family courts through nonprofit organizations for well over a decade. So this is from that perspective. So it's not just predominantly with the entertainment. And then also, don't be upset if you don't appear to have the support you think you want. Because at the end of the day, life is real. People have jobs. People have this. You're trying to convince people to support you who work regular jobs to support you doing something you don't have to do. You don't have to be a podcaster. You don't have to be a comedian. You don't have to be a singer, a poet exclusively. You're choosing to do that. Yeah. You have to earn people's time, money, and energy. Yeah. So I don't take those things for granted. So I think continuing to evolve our perspective, I think it's growing in a great direction. It's enough room for everybody. We all got our own lanes. It's at least 1 million people in total in the greater area, right? At minimum, right? Yeah. So, I mean, you can gather 50 people minimum for your shit, proper promotion and thing at minimum. Yeah. And don't be afraid to venture out your comfort zone. Because when you travel the country, the world, and some things are going to be more lucrative than others. Some going to be paid, some not. But you learn something that you can bring back. And that's it. And, I mean, we can go deep on this, but I'm a fan of St. Louis art and entertainment. I am 39 years old. I was a fan of this before I became active in the art scene, but I've been in it since I was 24. That's almost 20 years of my life. Yeah. Yeah. I done chose this arts and entertainment industry over stability. Right. I'm not saying that's good or bad. Right. But I mean, like, I'm so into making people laugh and bringing people together and giving people an opportunity to experience some things I don't even get to experience. Because remember, when the lights off, when people get paid, everybody, I go home alone at the time. Or, you be in the red. Yeah. People showing you love and dapping you up, but
you in the red like a mother.
And then you gotta look your girl in the face, be like, and then you gotta hope she don't lose respect for you, and you gotta appreciate it. And it's so many different rabbit holes we can go with this conversation. Yeah. So to summarize that, despite all this wordiness, is let's keep each other in check in regards to our behaviors. I'm not trying to say don't be. No, I didn't say don't be you. But let's put things in perspective. Other thing is, let's give each other a little bit more grace as human beings when possible. Somebody totally violate you and personal space or whatever, that's a whole different conversation. I ain't talking about not protecting yourself, but let's not dog on each other in that capacity. You got an issue with somebody, sometimes it's best that we keep it private. Why? We don't need a general public to know what's going on behind closed doors. Because sometimes the audience need that illusion of the magic. You know, we don't need them into the gossip shit. That's between
that
us.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's real shit.
Yeah. So we need to be entertainers. I'm an entertainer. My entertainment involves me talking about real life stuff, but it's really just me taking a portion of who I am and making people laugh. I don't walk around all day, every day hating the bitch. I really don't hate women at all. Really, if you listen to my comedy, it's really more about holding them accountable because I grew up seeing women accomplish and do everything they wanted to. And so the accountability ain't just like, oh, you lying. Well, you is lying. You are a cheater. I seen a woman who contacted me about fucking somebody else while she's married. But when her husband got caught cheating, this bitch is like, I can't believe this nigga did it. I'm like, bitch, and everybody hate this nigga. And I'm like, bitch, I remember you hitting me up. You trying to fuck somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it ain't my business, but I'm saying accountability. Right. So it's not really that I think less of women. I actually think highly of them.
Yeah.
And despite my expressions of humor. And the other part was just know it's more than enough room for everybody to eat. Some people portions may appear to be bigger than others. And that's a seasonal thing too. Yeah. Because the objective is to grow and evolve. And you want to grow your audience. That means some people going to fall off of the ride for your audience. And then you're going to get some new people. Yep. And people have a right to choose where they go to. And also, do not expect people to support you. Because you do not have to be a comedian, a rapper, a poet, or whatever you choose to do. You could just work a regular job, which is nothing wrong with that either. You have to earn people's time, money, and energy. They're working hard every day for that shit. Yeah. And they have a right to choose where they spend that at. Yeah. Because they ain't just buying a ticket. They buying food, gas.
They kicking it.
They pay their utilities. You know what I'm saying? So you need to appreciate when people take that time, money, energy and donate it to you.
A motherfucking man.
And you know this, man.
All right. So you heard it, motherfuckers. That's real shit. All right. So we're going to get to some question I ask all my special guests who come on Whose Mic Is This. It's your all-time verses, but I got a twist with it. Okay. You got a couple of categories. Okay. So your all-time verses, it'll be one against another. Your top two. However you want to do it. However you hear it. You don't got to ask me, is it this? Nah. It's whatever you want it to be.
I got you.
So your all-time verses, I'm going to say the categories. 90s hip-hop solo artists. Comedy movie. Stand-up. And porn star.
So the first one you said 90s hip-hop?
Yeah, solo artist.
Solo artist. I mean, the first one that come to mind is the most easiest one will be Tupac and Biggie, which I didn't like Tupac's confrontational sometimes, but he resonated more with me than Biggie did. So if I had to do 90s hip-hop, it would be the verses.
Okay, I like that.
And I more than likely will go with Tupac initially, even though because his stuff came off, not saying Biggie wasn't real. Tupac persona was just appear to be more relatable to me, you know.
Yeah, all day, nothing wrong with that. That's a real honest question because most people start going all political. Well, how many CDs, how many albums he didn't like? Just be real. You like Tupac more.
Breath stinking in my drawers. I was living in Echo Children's Home. My roommate was named Mike Wallace at the time. He went to Beaumont. And I don't know where he's at now because I met thousands of people because of the circumstances at the time. But I remember he's that song "Life Goes On," and all those things. And Brenda had a baby. I remember seeing that video on the box. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He was always, I get around or whatever. And I just seen like this, and it just got crazy when he was really going on the whole bad boy thing.
Yeah, he went haywire.
Man, he was going crazy.
Yeah, he went nuts.
He went nuts.
But that's he was. I didn't know he was
Fuck
like
your
29.
bitch in the click. Your click. He died at 25.
Wait a minute, he was 25,
25.
bro.
That body of work he put out in 25 years of life. Wow. But he said, "Fuck your bitch in the click. You claim." I'm like, this nigga's disrespectful. This nigga disrespectful.
Yeah,
He's disrespectful.
That's definitely one of the top diss songs in my motherfucking. I remember
Besides,
Q.
motherfuck Snoop, motherfuck Dre, motherfuck
Well,
Death Row.
shit, no Vaseline before
Oh yeah,
that.
yeah.
But nah, that one too.
This is.
Don't let the real motherfucking
Now I was
G's
younger than this.
in.
My brother listened more to this, but even when MC8 and DJ Quick used to go back.
Oh yeah. Hey,
But I was way younger than that for that one because they, at least on a commercial level, at least in the black commercial level, it wasn't bubbling as much. Like
Right.
I didn't see their videos on. But I do remember Quick is in the motherfucking house, and then like St. Louis is just like Compton,
Yeah.
just like you think about St. Louis history, to stay focused. Like Ice Cube had that song "My Summer Vacation."
Yep, I remember that.
I'm like, so we always kind of been in the mix.
We been in the mix, bro. Especially in that hood shit.
But when you used to it, you don't realize it because it's just your normal day-to-day life. Like I said, it wasn't until I was removed from it and then I came back, I'm like, these niggas crazy. But when I was
still
growing
is.
into it, it was normal.
Yeah, it's
I'm like,
nuts.
Yeah.
All right, you got your hip hop. Do your comedy movie.
Okay, let me think about it. Because I'm not gonna be political. My humor could be multifaceted, but I was a person who liked the white boy humor, like the old school Hangover, Super Bad, and all those dudes, and like Jackass, and so like my humor, as you could tell, it ranges between that.
Yeah.
You know, between whatever. But if I had to say comedy movie, what's a movie I can watch and I can laugh no matter what? You know what? See, I don't know if I could choose a movie. And I'm not saying it's political. I do like, I think if I'm pronouncing the name right, I like Judd Apatow movies. You know, he did the 40-Year-Old Virgin and stuff like that. My favorite movie out of him. Damn, he got so many. Because I love Pineapple Express. I love Superbad. I love This Is the End.
I seen all of them.
I like those movies. And then and I don't want to be exclusive to our culture, but if I had to say a comedy movie in our culture. But see, when I was younger, I did like, you know what? Let me pay homage. I'm gonna get you, sucker. Yeah, you know what? Cause it was still it was crude, it was intelligent, it was multi. You know what? Shout out to the Wayans, man. Fuck that. It's either I'm gonna get you, sucker, or don't be a menace while I drink your juice hood. Now, you know, now think about it. They embody a lot of my humor. It's like some hood aspect, but it's this intelligent, introspective, thought-provoking comedy that they really don't get the respect that they deserve.
That's real.
They don't.
Yeah.
They name don't get brought up enough. Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Hell up.
Yeah, but particularly with the Keenan Ivory and Damon Wayans and all, they do not get the respect because even some of the most notable people in recent time are derived from their tree.
That's real.
And people give them a shout out, but they really don't get the love.
Not that we know of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they rich as fuck.
Well, they should be brought up just like Adam Sandler.
They should. Maybe, yeah.
They should, just as much as Adam Sandler.
Way more to me than that.
I like Adam Sandler too.
When he ain't create a TV show.
I don't.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about their track record, the movies, because even when I first came up, but presented the idea of the Black Pack.
Yeah.
So the thing about it was inspired by a group chat that I've made.
Yeah.
But it was inspired by, which included all the people that was affiliated with that. That's now kind of sort of. It was inspired by the original Black Pack, which is where it was Keenan Ivory Wayans, Robert Townsend, Paul Mooney, Eddie Murphy, and Arsenio Hall at Minimal. Yeah, it was about networking. So one day, I say I'm looking at this, and I created a group chat on Facebook, and I labeled it Black Pack, and I put everybody's in there in that mug, and I'm like, hey man, we can work behind the scenes and be a service and help each other out, because I understood that we had a lot of things against us. Now people are more receptive, but they're exploiting us. They give you what appears to be an exposure moment, but they're paying you minimum. I know this. Not in a downy way, but it's just some people like to go for the look. See, me, I like a look sometimes too. I use a look to generate traffic towards what the fuck I do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, let me like an independent artist. Like, you go do a feature with a major artist, and then more people get to know you. You know what I'm saying? That's just my philosophy. I like shout out to Flip Wilson and people who own it, Byron Allen, people who actually own their things. You know, and that wasn't no shade on shot. I'm just talking about now. That I think about it, and we were talking about the Keen Ivory Wayans. That's where that inspiration for that came from. It was because of them. And Eddie Murphy was commercially the most popular one, but you got to look back. Keen Ivory Wayans, Robert Townsend, them, they were doing things way before they got the notoriety that they appear to have later.
Right.
Hollywood Shuffle.
Robert Townsend was a beast too.
Yeah. It's just everybody got their strengths and their pros and cons and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
That's all.
All right. Stand up.
First thing come to mind is Chris Rock versus Dave Chappelle. Chris Rock was that dude. Sometimes people like to forget. Yeah. Bring the Pain, Bigger and Blacker. Yeah. It was another one. It was some more. I mean, his most infamous bit, which resonates to this day, was black people versus niggas. And that was back then. And a lot of people did not think that Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle were funny. They started embracing Dave Chappelle until the show came out. Because I think the show allowed him to give a visual to his jokes and humor. Yeah. Now, this is not to discredit him. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, I remember bringing them up, and black people, man, they stay for the white people. But if you ever listen, if you really listen to them, they advocated more on behalf of black people more than the people that you thought was down with black people. Not saying the other people wasn't advocating on behalf, but those other people kind of pandered and appealed to the lowest common denominator of ourselves.
They were stereotyping.
Yeah. And I don't want to say that's exact, but Chris Rock and them, they provoked the thought. It was articulate. Just like, shout out my boy Patrice O'Neal, one of my all-time favorites. One of the inspiration behind me, one of the inspirations of me naming my company Focus on the Funny. That was not the only exclusive, but thinking about him and Paul Mooney. And I used to think if Patrice O'Neal was alive in this era, he would kill it, because now we're in the era of, or we've been in the era of DTC, direct to consumer. He could have found his audience, we would have loved him, we would have found, and wherever he showed up, we would have went. He could have cut out the middleman. Shout out to James Brown, who cut out the middleman. You know, now sometimes you need some people, and it is what it is. So, I mean, that's something I have to be receptive to and learn. Sometimes it's better to have a small portion of a big piece than the big piece of a small portion. Yeah. You know, within reason, you know. Not that I was a greedy person. I'm just saying, like, I can see, you know, the pros and cons and stuff. Yeah. But what inspired me before is if I had to put a comedy special against each other, I think if it was Bigger and Blacker, I think that's what it was. Or whatever one had niggas versus black people. I don't know if it was Bigger and Blacker or Bring the Pain. I think it was Bigger and Blacker. And that versus, let's say, Dave Chappelle Killing Me Softly, which is a great special in itself. But Bigger and Blacker was just non-stop, just boom, 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 boom.
I'm gonna go listen to that today. Yeah. All right. Where we at? Oh, and last but not least, porn star.
Well, this era, even though I've yet to look at porn in the last 2 weeks, feel bad. I don't try to jack up on Saturday. I got to go to church on Sunday. I'm like, I'll jack up by Friday. You know what I'm saying? Real, I've been abstaining for like 2 years until last week, and now I got a girlfriend. I like her all the time. I was an alcoholic. I've been going to church, going to therapy, got some pussy. I'm like, I don't even want to abuse alcohol no more. This is crazy. I don't know how I testify about this Sunday. Believe me, I'm always who I am everywhere I go. It's not hard to believe that. But there's something about that. I go to the Spirit Church. Awesome congregation too. Shout out to them. But forced pornography. See, there I go with the transitions. See, it's so many eras. See, the era I was more conscious of was like when Pinky was first popping. You had Beauty Dior, Cherokee the Ass, and of course you had this one chick. I can't think of her name. She's Roxy or some shit you had heard. But I Pinky was cool. You know, if you like the red bone, you like the red bone shit. A little thick, petite at that time.
Yeah.
Beauty Dior was a little chocolate, a little thick, you know, looked aggressive. And then Cherokee, the ass to me was like almost the perfect embodiment. She had the ass, titties, beautiful skin. I'm scouting this bitch like she ain't sucking dick on camera, ain't I? I'm like, so she was like, but then, of course, I liked the BBW, SSBBWs too, so I had to respect. I mean, if you look at the women I pay child support to, you know, I got to have babies by bitches I pretty much jacked off to. Growing up, the fat bitches. I'm like, so ain't nobody else looking at fat bitches. That's why I feel like I was a fat bitch trailblazer. See, I used to walk around with fat bitches in public before it was cool. Everybody used to make fun of me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, but see, I was ahead of my time once again. Just like I used to talk about emotions and vulnerability back then. Everybody like, what's wrong? Now everybody talking about emotion. I'm like, nigga, I was ahead of my time, dog. Ask anybody. Ask Javon Bills, all those niggas. I was ahead of my time, nigga. I was the first sensitive nigga ever. Now everybody want to be sensitive. There's niggas who kill people. Man, the reason I shot a nigga because my daddy wasn't there. Shut up, nigga. I told you that. You call me a bitch. Call me a FAG. But the thing about it was, I told you we had unresolved issues from childhood, nigga. But the thing is, so I think it's, if I had to put in my all time, even I don't jack off to her as much. Especially when a bitch start doing a little fart videos, I just get turned off. I'm like, hey, bitch, you didn't have to go this low. You didn't have to do all this. I don't know who into bitches farting, but bitch, you did not have to participate in this. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even know I can handle pressure of a bitch farting around me. And I'm almost 40. I'm being honest. I'm like, that sounds sexist. I know. I don't know if I can handle pressure of a bitch farting around me and me being all right. I ain't gonna lie. That sound fucked up. When you show shit, turn the cup of water on, I want to hear it. But the thing about this is, I got to talk about Jesus and shit. He without shit throw the first down. I don't give a fuck. I'm throwing it anyway. No, but with that being said, I would say for that era, that early 2000s for me, because I'm 39, I would throw Cherokee the ass on there, you know, for that, from when I imagine. She's still pretty to this day. I don't know if that's her recent videos, but whatever it looks, she's still pretty to this day. I think I first saw her with that one nigga. Nigga looked like he had cancer, bro. That nigga be pussy up. He like, yeah, right there. You know what I'm talking about? Nigga, I don't know his name, but he's like, yeah, right there. The nigga just looked sick, but his dick was big and long, dog. He like, yeah, throw it back. Yeah. He talked like that. And King Cooper talk about him. He like, another one, yeah, like he got a joke like that, but it was like, I can't think of his name, man. That's when I first saw it. But you know, you don't really be a fan of the male porn star. But it was one male porn star that this nigga just made me mad every time I saw him spraying the dog. Like I couldn't jack off to this nigga fuck this bitch, bro. Like the nigga look like Lloyd Banks. I hate that nigga, dog.
I know you.
I don't know what it is, dog. I'm like, man, he be having a nice looking bitch, but I can't jack off while you fucking her. It's just so corny about this nigga, dog. This nigga was just too corny for me to jack off to, man. Damn. I was like, you too corny. I can't jack off to you, dog. Like, you just corny, dog. I'm already a nerd. You nerdier than me, dog. Wearing a fake spinner chain with a wave cap on while you fucking this bitch, dog. Where's your authority at? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to live through you. You make me feel like it's still me. I want to feel like it's still me, nigga. But I'm jacking off. But it was that. So the comparison is her versus just this new era when you go on Pornhub X videos and you see the bitch you stay next door to. Like you be like I be looking at like Redbone BBW. I be seeing a tattoo. I'm like, that's my ex-wife. And then I be jacking off sad and shit. I'm like, oh, she fucking another nigga just the way I want. I'm like, what's wrong with me though? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why she look like my ex-wife? Still jacking off and shit.
All right. So which one you say, man? Is it Pinky and Cherokee?
Versus just this new era of bitches on the phone?
Instagram bitches.
Just a bitch on the phone sucking dick. You know what? I'm gonna go with Cherokee now. You know why? Because even though they doing the same thing bitches on the phone did, they at least made it look spectacular. You be like, see, this is what OnlyFans fucked up the game and porn in recent years. This is what fucked. It let bitches know that you don't need to look as good as you think you do for a nigga to want to fuck you. Like, because they like, I gotta look perfect. Like, no, the bitches I'm jacking off to look horrible. I'm like, they look obtainable. What the fuck you talking about? Like, you're like, what the fuck?
Man.
I'm like, I'm not jacking off to like beautiful, fine bitches because I'll start off like I want to fuck her. I'm like, I can't get her. I'm like, I can't even stick with jacking off to this point. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna choose just for the look and the glamour of it, of getting 5 dicks in you in one day. I'm gonna stick with the 2000 Cherokee.
All day.
Made me feel like it's a fantasy. Like I gotta impress this bitch. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even though she's doing horrible things on camera. You know, I don't know what it is about a bitch sucking dick on camera. It just make her look cuter. Even when she ugly, you're like, damn, man. I'm gonna be with this bitch a little bit. She ain't sucking dick on camera.
Like, okay.
You ever seen a bitch on camera like porn? You be like, why? Because it's some porn. It's some fine ass. It really some of the most whorish women. Honestly, I don't know their trauma. But it be some of the most finest bitches that you be like, I can't. You be like, don't you know I would love you just based on how you look? I can't believe you doing this. This is crazy. And then the ugly bitches, because of people like me, help them to have these egos that they don't deserve. So it's my fault, y'all. I did it because I had low self-esteem.
It's his fault.
It's me.
Yeah, I heard him.
Jay did that, so you ain't got to go through that. It's attractive women with low self-esteem, I heard.
Hey.
You can build them up.
Hey, it is what it is, man. Hey, but those were some good verses, bro.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
I like it.
Thanks, man.
All right.
I know I felt that passionate about describing the different areas of pornography.
Yeah. You hit all the good ones, man. Because porn was part of all of our
ass
journey.
watchers and shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't even know who the nigga was behind ass, but that's why I saw Pinky. You know, it's another bitch that was back then too. But she was so quiet and humble, like. You know who I missed? And I didn't think about it till somebody made a joke about her. I seen her on Instagram. It was Michelle Tucker. She was like the little red bone with curly reddish hair, had a tattoo African on her ass cheek. I realized I've been trying to fuck her through fucking other bitch who look like her all this time. I have. And shout out to people and women in St. Louis and Kansas City, man. I can say within reason, I done fucked a nice variation of bitches who almost remind me of bitches I used to jack off to. I did. And some of them some very, oh, y'all beautiful in your own way, but you know, but some of them, if it wasn't for porn, I probably wouldn't have fucked them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And there's no discredit them, because who the fuck am I, you know? But I can say that I really fucked, and sometimes impregnated bitches who remind me of somebody I seen on porn, man.
Wow. Porn was that deep into your life.
Well, you read
Shout
my
out to
books,
porn.
Yeah. Now, I ain't gonna go as deep as the weather is with some of my posts, because then it's gonna sound sad to wild part of my life. Shout out to the movie Antoine Fisher, though. Based on true story.
Yeah.
We're working on that in therapy, though.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it was. Ever since I was a kid, ever since I was a little kid, I got exposed to it.
Mm-hmm.
This is where it gets sick at. By an adult woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So that bitch fucked me up for a little bit, but I'm going to therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I realized I've been trying to fuck my stepmom. She dead now, though. But I've been trying to fuck her.
Damn.
When I fuck fat bitches, I'm trying to fuck her.
Really?
Subconsciously.
Damn.
Yeah.
It was your stepmom who did it? Or?
Yeah, she'd walk around me naked. She used to touch me in certain ways, talk to me about sex and my body and stuff when I was a little kid when my dad used to be gone, and tell me about their sexual exploits and stuff like that. And I guess one of the reasons I developed an addiction to sex for one point, besides the fact that pussy really was good to me at one point. And you're like, was? I mean, I was abusing it so much I just became numb to it. You know, like I'm just going through the motions and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is with her though, she tried to emasculate me very early in life, and I didn't say she didn't. I don't know. She probably went through some shit too.
Mm-hmm.
She did have children who did sexual things. Her siblings did sexual things. These are things I didn't catch on to till I thought about it when I got older, and I started putting two together. And I'm like, that shit wasn't sick. But you know, sometimes when people are abusing you, the trick is to make it feel like it's you. You know, and I've been an abuser too, even I realize it, not intentionally. Sometimes I emulated things that were done to me that not to the depth of what she did, you know, like not like, you know, but I'm talking about behavior wise, because it was made to seem normalized, which I've been talking about that openly. If you follow my social media, I'm like, wow, you know, I've been the abuser, I've been abusing, I've been the abuser, but when I was abusing, I didn't do it with the intention of being abusing. I was made to think that was okay until I learned, oh, that's not okay. Just like I'm just now learning how to establish boundaries at almost 40 and respect boundaries.
Yeah.
Not because I was like out here on some Bill Cosby, Cuba Gooding Jr. stuff. No judgment, because I don't know, you know, the depth of what they experienced. But I'm saying, like, I never knew what it felt like somebody respect my boundaries. And so I couldn't really identify other people's boundaries, but not intentionally. But some people think I cross them intentionally.
Right.
But I'm like, no, it's just the way I grew up. This is how people act. This is how they talk. And they're like, you should know better. No, majority of my life I was exposed to that type of stuff. Yeah. I just started venturing out into the world in the last, really, a decade. I never left St. Louis. I was 27. And then as I started having different jobs and social work, and I'm listening to stuff. I'm like, ooh, I was raised wrong. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm like, whoa. People get describing fucked up people. I'm like, nigga, that's me. So like, how do he understand this person so well? I'm like, well, if I was a criminal, this is what I would do.
Damn.
You know. Hey. So I don't know. That was a somber note to end that part on. Sorry, I took away the fun of jacking off with the pornography to you guys.
No, well, you know what? We finna go to the last part of the show where we play this game called Situations.
Okay.
So you're gonna have 3 situations. And then you have 3 options.
Okay. You provide the options?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So you got one situation is you can't have any more. You can't have it anymore. Second option is you can have one more time. You can have it one more time. And then you can have, the last option is you can have it forever.
Per each scenario?
Per each scenario.
Okay. So no more, one more time, or forever?
Yep.
Per each scenario? Okay.
Yep. You're going to have to put these scenarios in one of those options, in one of them situations. So the first one is write comedy. The second one is jack off. And the third one is kiss your lady.
Write comedy. I would say forever. I enjoy making people laugh. Jacking off, I could do it no more. I've been doing this since 15. I could take a break. I thought I would have been done by now. I really did. I really thought so. I'm like, how am I going to 40? Now I'm conscious of Jesus. I'm like, am I risking myself just to jack off? I'm like, this is crazy. Because now I feel that way. I'm like, damn, I be feeling guilty. I'm like, I just left church. Then I go to liquor stores to put my mood. I go buy me those 2-for-1 cheap ass platinum Vaco shots. Now I'm not endorsing them. They nasty, but they strong, and you just I'm like, go get the oil, baby. And now technology advanced. You get Bluetooth, so it feel like the bitch is moaning in your ear. Damn. Got candles on. I be forgetting I'm home by myself and shit. Like, oh. So I'm gonna say jack off no more.
Jack off no more.
These bitches think I'm lasting long because I got good endurance. They don't know I nut so much because of myself. This nigga fuck for a long time. Like, bitch, I am not happy to have not nutted yet. But I think I'm trying to rediscover that first nut I busted. And I remember I nutted the day before 8th grade. You said you was 15. Yeah, I did kindergarten twice, okay? So think about it. But I was like, I remember that first nut I busted. And this is how I busted that first nut. Actually, I had got a Playboy magazine from my stepfather. I stole it. I was living in Echo Children at the time. I was on St. Louis Avenue, Labadee, but you can see it go down Kings Highway. Now it's called St. Louis Northside Community School or something. But I used to live there back in the 97, back when everybody was getting no limit change and shit. I was going to Langston Middle over Wapper and stuff. And I remember I got this magazine. They were talking about how they should teach sex ed in class. Now, I probably had a wet dream. I didn't realize it. Now I woke up like, what's this crust on me? You know, shit we learned in health class. You know, and when I had that wet dream, I remember the dream was about clothes burning, so I didn't even know about fucking. And I know, and I remember who it was. I can't say her name, but I remember because I had a crush on her. You know what I'm saying? But I remember I had a dream I was clothes burning, and I woke up and I felt this sense of relief. And then I woke up like, where's this? Why did like somebody put dry glue on my body? You know. Before the time where I intentionally nutted, they was talking about how they could talk about sex ed in class, and they're talking about you take it like a rocket and you point and you go up and down, and you go faster, faster, faster. Oops, that means you're done. I literally just followed directions.
What the fuck?
And I busted a nut. It was in Playboy magazine. I busted a nut, and it felt like something came from the top of my head to the top of my foot, and met me in the middle, and my dick came out. And that was the biggest, best nut I ever had in my life. And I've been trying to rediscover that nut since 1997. I think it was 97, 98. 97, 98. Or somewhere. Well, I might be 14. Either way. Oh, because it was the day before I went to Ralph Bunche International Studies. It was around the corner from Yateman, right? So day for 8th grade, because I went to Langston in 7th. I went to the Magnet School in 8th. You know, you used to think you was a genius. You went to Magnet School. Niggas still stupid then. It's really, you just got to sign up and go, right? You had to test for it or nothing. But I remember the day for 8th grade. Yep, the day for 8th grade. I was in my room. I jacked off. I busted that nut. And it was the best feeling I ever had in my life. And I have been trying to rediscover that feeling since that day.
Damn.
Yeah, that real shit.
Hey.
I had that feeling. I feel like that's like I lost my soul when they said I don't know. So I literally felt it go from my toe, from my head, and it met, and it was like a force field. Ooh, on my dick. I'm like, it was the biggest nut I ever did, the best nut I ever did, and I haven't had that feeling since. And I don't know if I'm ever gonna get it, but I tried, and it's time for me to quit, give up and quit. It's time for me to quit, man.
All right.
I went hella hard on that one, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to go. I got therapy again Monday. It's cool.
Yeah. It's all right.
And then the last question you said, kiss my lady. Because I am I'll say forever. And just because ultimately at the core of my heart, I would like to truly, genuinely experience true, genuine love from the inside out. Mm-hmm. And I can't be very romantic. I really like to be romantic and sweet when possible. I kind of got away from it because of, you go through heartbreaks and shit and disappointments. But I love loving a woman I'm with. It never bothered me. Now, I will say when I was younger, I did have moments where I was being a bitch ass nigga. And what I mean is, when I was younger, because of the abandonment issues, I used to push people away with the anticipation of leaving me alone. So I used to do chaotic behaviors, acting out, with the anticipation of people leaving me alone. But I was creating an issue that really wasn't there. Mm-hmm. So ultimately, even as I've been more vulnerable, like even when I'm crying out for help on Facebook, I'm doing better. I'm not overly abusing alcohol. I ain't saying I don't have my moments, but I done did better. Just because I wanted to, as I started loving myself more. Nothing wrong with drinking. I was just abusing it. I realized a lot of times when I'm crying out for help, I just wanted a hug. Now the deeper root issue is I wish I had that type of affection, and it's not disrespect my mom, from like my mother. And I never experienced it. Not fucking my mom, like a Turk, but you know what I'm saying? That intimacy, that comfort, that reassurance. And my mom, she was adopted. No, this not discredit to her, because she had her own shit too. But I realized sometimes when I'm crying out for help or that attention, I guess I just needed that reassurance that you may get from a woman, just like a woman would like certain things that she can get from a man that maybe she thought she can get from her father. Yeah. So I would say I would choose kiss my woman forever. Okay. Along with doing comedy forever. Writing comedy.
Well, you only can put them in. No, you
those three categories.
One. Yeah.
Like each question, you can choose one, or it had to be one or the other.
They all get put in each category.
So I answered them correctly?
No, you gotta answer. You gotta put
okay. Which one is which? Okay, you know what? Then I'll do jack off no more. Mm-hmm. Comedy one more time, and then kiss my wife forever.
Okay. There we go.
That was the right. Off the air.
I'm writing comedy and jacking off.
Kissing her so I can don't do that shit. I love you. This is gonna be funny when I tell about people how I masturbate.
All day. Hey, man, we coming to the end, man. I appreciate you coming on, Jason Nelson, man. I knew this was going to be a good interview. Do you got anything coming up?
As of right now, nothing written in stone. I had took a break after these. Well, when my first wife, I learned of her passing last year, and I was locked into an agreement, and I had to push through it, but I never had a proper opportunity to grieve. And then that opened up the door for legal stuff between my kids and stuff, and I was trying to keep my game face on, but I started to crack. So I fell back for a while, and then December I looked at the event, which is to be in support of nonprofit organizations. And I had a public meltdown, which it looked like I was just, people like, oh, this nigga was drunk. No. It just, I probably never properly dealt with all the layers of loss throughout the years, but more so even last year. And it all hit me. So I was super sensitive to anything that appeared to be a loss or a disrespect. And so I said, you know what? I need to double down on working on my mental and emotional well-being. I felt like if I could use an analogy, an athlete who maybe got an ACL tear, okay, I'm good to go back on the court, and they went out too early. So for me, I wasn't as strong as I had thought I was. Now I'm redeveloping my confidence because maybe, not to compare myself to Ben Simmons, maybe I'm making it more difficult than it needs to be. So my next project that I wanted to do, which I'm waiting on feedback from this particular venue to do it, and it should coincide with my 7-year anniversary. And you just know of my company, and you never know, we may be able to find a way to make it work or however. But it's gonna be called Good Heart, Bad Decisions. You know, because I normally do shows with those type of themes that reflect my real life experiences. Because I realized that's what it was. A lot of times I meant well, but the shit that I did was wrong. You know, just like when I did Toxic Boy Summer, it sounded trendy, but it really was about me acknowledging my issues, making peace with my past, and I was ready to move forward. I was in the house in the middle of the pandemic, and I'm like, I am toxic. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of my intent. And so it was Toxic Boy Summer, and then what came off of it is as I came to this additional layer of understanding about myself, it was Good Heart, Bad Decisions. And now I'm at the point where I got to take those hits for the seeds that I sown. I've been apologizing to people. Everybody ain't got to forgive me, and I understand. And I got to be okay with that. You know, so that's my next project that I've been writing for. But it's a more or less, okay, how I'm going to present it. You know, because I've been doing film projects for a while on behalf of my company. So for me, this would be something very special to me.
Okay. All right. All right, man. Can you let them know where they can find you at if they want to get with you?
Yeah, currently I deleted my Instagram because I was just looking at big booty bitches for a while, and I think it was negatively affecting my relationship with Christ. So I deleted that for the time being. But you can go on Facebook and YouTube at the moment. I know it sounds old school now, but Jason Nelson, FOTF. And then my company is called Focus on the Funny, LLC. We're the highest rated company in regards to comedy and entertainment in the region as of right now. I always respect everybody else doing it. We don't just do events. We provide a variety of services that involve humor. So you can search Focus on the Funny, LLC, or Jason Nelson, FOTF. You'll see a generic business page of Jason Nelson, FOTF. Yeah, people, you'll see my personal. I'm probably more engaged on that one. And most definitely YouTube, you can get samples of my comedy, my clips, and things of that nature. And I appreciate the opportunity for you allowing me to have this mic, man.
Oh, dang. Hey, I appreciate you coming through as always, bro. We're about to go ahead, man, and get up out of here. And before we go, man, I just got to ask you one more time.
Yes, sir.
Whose mic is this?
As of right now, mine, Jason Nelson.
Yeah, we out, man. Love.
I kill him. What's up? You see that door right there? Girl, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, that dude looking real nice. Okay, is that a friend? I'm about to tell him I want his ass. Okay. Let's go. Cat car. Hey. Lil' daddy, I want you, come here, let me talk to you. I just want head, I do not want the rest of you. Like what I seen, so I had to pull up on you. Give me your number, think about calling you. Got the gray shorts on, I like what I seen. Got a nice smile, but the attitude mean. Got the right woman blood to get in these jeans. One hit of this pussy, you'll become a fiend. I know that sometimes that the killer be caught. I'm really a freak, it's part of my pride. Like when I see when it's making me hot. Like to get bent, don't call me no thought. Hey yo, boy, you can chew on this pussy. I been in the jar, come get all of this cookie. I'm playing the game while you eating me out. I've been doing this, put me in your mouth. With the games, I get straight to the issue. I want you right now, so let's make it official. Are you fucking with me, cause I'm fucking with you? I cannot fuck with you, you not beneficial. Call up Big 40, he slide with the piss. Love is the meter, drop he like a missile. I'm jacking while driving past his ass essential. That nigga leave her like early dismissal. Oh yeah, oh you had something to say, am I doing too much, am I in your way? Let me drive that thing like a brand new Ferrari. I'm Santa's a F, for you I get naughty. I'm nothing like Forrest, you know I ain't running. You're not from America, I like how you coming. I'm digging the vibe and the way you keep pumping it. They keep me coming and coming. I'm coming again. Can't handle this pussy, what's up with your friend? And yes, I'm a freak, I like to get beat. And after you beat, make sure that you eat. Big Gates, I'm a fan, yes, this pussy got power. I fuck him real good, he be nothing for hours. Fuck on the bed, back shots in the shower. He slept on this pussy, my screams getting louder. Oh yeah, fuck it with a big girl, you gon' need the right tool. Gon' swim around, this is my pool. Gon' wreck it up like your Gotti. Don't get what I want, my attitude snotty. Link with the killer, your hobby. Got you singing like Bobby, yeah, link with the killer, your hobby. Got you singing like Bobby. Yeah, I got the moves, I got the juice. Shipping them out, cutting them loose. He want the pussy and I cannot blame him. Gave him a sample and yes, Miss, he tired them up. He never seen this before. Big bitch, you see pussy with a hood nigga flow. Got good dick, I'ma want some more. Let me bounce up on it, show you I'm a pro. Got his attention, we call it a cat call. He dropping everything when I call. Took him off the leash, gave him back to the streets. Dark skin, big dick, any real tall. He falling for me, he love how I ski. I love how he clean up the killer, it's me. This pussy a treat, he loving my rose. I'm riding his face, got me curling my toes. He know that I'm popping, he wanted some more. He telling his niggas that killer to go. You cannot get right, get left at the door. He know I'm a star, can't help that I go. He turning me up when he throwing them bands. He showing me that he my #1 fan. I got him backstage, don't want him in the stand. See me on TV, you know it's on demand. Defeating his pussy, I give him the power. Bobbing the muni, hours and hours. Let's fucking parry up under the top. 34 and he want me to vibe. Said it begging me, baby, please don't go. Here we go again, now we're back on the floor. He love that I'm ratchet, he suck on my toes. Sometimes I'm a lady, sometimes I'm a hoe. Into the match, I'm ready to duel. Classes in session, took him back to school. Prepare me for dinner, get ready to drool. He gassing me up, he know that he my fuel. Now pass me the blunt while you deep in these guts. I suck on the dick while I play with your nut. Chucking me up, treating me like a slut. You front from the back, push your thumb in my butt. Cat call.
You gotta travel to that east side of the Mississippi River. Niggas out here is different. A city full of queens, and I ain't gon' lie, it's overflowing with bitches, hustlers, dope dealers, and we all trying to get it. People living their best life off of government assistance, content with how they living. We all ain't got goals, and it's all good. I just mind my fucking business. But this a city of champs and deserve the recognition. From here come lawyers and doctors, winners of the Olympics. You may not like it, but the respect you gotta give it. We making it happen, though the resources isn't given. And some days we're peachy, but we had those plums. Not many 9-to-5s get a corner hug. You just wanna make funds, brother, take your gun from a city I love dearly, but you can't trust none, yeah. And they ain't lying, the East Saint state of mind. They ain't lying. And they ain't lying, the East Saint state of mind. They ain't lying, yeah. East Saint mind, how I survive at the same times. This audio documentary, this bigger than rhymes. I'ma fly it to the death, forever keep my pride. But I gotta gather my tribe, it's time I tell her goodbye. Sick of seeing many of my peers addicted to work, and one of my best friends took a ride in a hearse. Too many of my loved ones resting under the earth. Like profanity, I do believe the city is cursed. If it was a lady, it'd be a drag, nigga, the energy's bad. Too many lazy mad niggas, the bigger picture, trying to multiply my stash digits. Why don't you get off your ass and get a fucking bag with us? This money need to be made. Watch the niggas you claim, cause people are seasonal. Eventually they'll change. I ain't an A&R, but want to give you the deal. From a city I love dearly, but the struggle is real, yeah. And they ain't lying, the East Saint state of mind. So let's vibe, so let's vibe. They ain't lying, the East Saint state of mind. about.
Welcome to Louis Wood, baby. Where your dreams can come true. Holy shit. They running, we gunning. From the bottom to the top, make something out of nothing. Up the ground, we hustling. We getting to the money, you better get a ducking. Spray the scene with the Draco. Nobody make a move unless we say so. Blood in, blood out. Yeah, about clout, we all about getting dough. 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 We get the bag, we snatch the bag. If you gon' drop it, I'ma pick it up. Don't get twisted, we on a mission. We in this game to rip it up. Get rich or buck, you crony stuck. We in the strip club throwing bands. Holla at my fam, man. I need about 4 of them. Hey, we up, I'm back. Let's stack, get racks. Get them racks. They whack, off tack, retract, bring back, pull up in the line. About to get this shit lit. Everybody with me rich and haters ain't spinning shit. Hey, make it flip. You know the rules. Slice it up, make it do what it do. Ooh, 100 bands when we land in the Grand. King Zeus, promo queen. That's another 100 bands. Let's count it. They running, we gunning. From the bottom to the top, make something out of nothing. Up the ground, we hustling. We getting to the money, you better get a ducking. Spray the scene with the Draco. Nobody make a move unless we say so. Blood in, blood out. Yeah, about clout, we all about getting dough. We all about
about getting dough.
We make it flip, you know the rules. We getting it, we light it up, ooh, we getting it. 100 bands when we land, ooh, we getting it. Now that's another 100 bands, fam.
I'm all about the dough. These clowns are way too slow. I'm about to treat your hoe to this dick that status quo. Cash out be popping, yo. Bank account on overflow. They ballin' out that, bro. We bringin' in overload. We got them packs and them bitches hitting like hit 'em, man. We in the loop where you too real, you might get banned. Call me Son of Sam. 44 in my hand. Decapitate anybody trying to take my spam. We on a mission to get this cash. If you don't like, you kiss my ass. Ay, we in the club and we beating shit down. Tab open all night long, so start the next round. We clown. They running, we gunning. From the bottom to the top, make something out of nothing. Up the ground, we hustling. We getting to the money, you better get a ducking. Spray the scene with the Draco. Nobody make a move unless we say so. Blood in, blood out. We all about clout, we all about getting dough. 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 We all about getting dough.
We make it flip, you know the rules. We getting it, we light it up, ooh, we getting it. 100 bands when we land, ooh, we getting it.